everybody! Welcome to tonight's episode of Ravenloft Misfits. It's been a minute, so yeah, we stream every Monday, mostly 7:30 p.m. Pacific time. Make sure to follow us, subscribe to the channel if you'd like, participate in the chat mostly. Tell your friends if you can, because that'd be great. This is a Curse of Strahd. We're live, right?
We are.
I
Refresh.
think so.
Oh,
I have to
are we?
refresh because usually
I'm
it
trusting you.
automatically goes. Okay, cool. We're good.
Yeah, we're
good.
live.
Hi, everybody.
We know what we're doing.
We know what we're doing. We're professionals here.
I don't know what I'm doing. I trust Johnny to take care of it.
Yeah, I just kind of stumble around because
Hey,
that's
we're
just
doing good
my
so
MO.
far.
Yeah. Join our Discord if you want. I don't know. Give our players some rerolls as well. I'll give you all of the rerolls that we have right now.
We do appreciate the rerolls.
I'm pretty
love a
sure
reroll.
everybody has one.
Just give us one. If we don't,
Making
Everybody does
everybody
now.
has one. Everybody's
Hey.
Yep. There you go. So
Oh, I need a token
rerolls
to
for
remind
everybody.
me.
Yeah, if you're listening to the podcast, give us a review because it helps with the algorithm. Zach.
Right. This is the part of the ad where I do. This is a
Pardon
part of the stream where I do an ad for Roll20, and we can't even get that part right. So I'm just going to tell you real quick to use Roll20.net to play all your TTRPGs because it'll make things a lot more simple, really streamline things, and make it super easy to play with all your friends all over the world, all over the universe even. Thank you, Roll20.net. We appreciate you so much for making this campaign possible.
Thanks, Roll20.net. We also want to thank Sirenscape because Sirenscape is dope as fuck. If you'd like to check out Sirenscape and get a long list of music that you can use for your table, check it out in the chat. Nope, that's not how you spell music.
how do you spell it?
Muzak.
There we go.
Oh,
Check it out. If you follow the
Oh.
link, you could get the Super Siren subscribers, the Triple S that we call it here on Talking XP. And if you do, then you can also support us in this channel. Songs and sounds for you. Support our channel for us. Yeah. Great. All right, let's do a recap. Let's get into it. So, last session was kind of a lot of follow-ups on a lot of like loose leads that you have had all over Barovia. You first excavated your small cave into a sizable 20-foot radius, 10-foot high cylinder. Citron, you casted Stone Shape a few times to seal this chamber with the like incoming water just through the dirt that you had dug under. Then, after that, everybody settled in for a long rest. A scrying ball was seen over Katya, and then during the long rest, Vaughn, Bocephalus was able to see the scrying ball and alerted Citron of this. Soon after, Citron heard Strahd's voice asking about why Citron continues on and what purpose he has to stay alive, to which Citron very fancily replied, "Go fuck yourself."
Poetically. Yeah.
So, Strahd followed up with another message saying that he didn't even remember the last time the beacon was lit up and that it was just interesting to see. Citron once again replied, "Go fuck yourself." So, the rest of the night went uneventful, which allowed everyone to successfully long rest and by that successfully level up to level 14. And then the plan was to go to the Martikovs' winery and check on them, where you all found that the family was nowhere to be seen, and Davian was on the floor, dead, with a dagger thrusted into his chest, and a note from Strahd that said he will find the rest of the family, and that this life was for the second shrine. Sorsha nearly decided to leave the party to go to Moonshade to check on the Martikov family, but Vaughn made a point that since Strahd knows her, he might be able to find her if she goes. So, Sorsha decided against that, but requested that Citron check in on them with sending, so Elvir replied a little bit out of breath, stating that everyone but his father got out and asked if Sorsha was okay, which then Citron had to cast again to confirm that, and just told them to be safe. You then decided that your next place to travel to was the werewolf den, where you all saw a group of young werewolves huddled together and quite jumpy at your presence. They told you that hunters had come and taken most of the pack, and that one of them had been able to follow the hunters back to Valakai. So, with Van Richten's hideout, the tower that he had previously stayed in nearby, you all decided that since you didn't have any more teleportation capabilities, you would then walk across the lake with the water walk that you still have, and then enter the tower, because it has divination blocking magic. So, with that, change everything up. Soon. There we go. There we go. It is a short walk across this lake, and you could see that there's a large bit of mist that is coming off of the lake. Now with the sun that is finally showing in Barovia, it's like this entire landscape has just changed from winter and is now into springtime. It's a nice warmth that warms your skin and in some cases maybe burns you, but you see the sun reflecting off of water, which, Vaughn, you haven't ever seen before. Well, except for the river that you were at. Barely. You were mostly in a panic to find a underwater cave, but...
Yeah, to get under it.
But in this case, it is still waters. This lake doesn't have many waves, and it's rather peaceful. You see that there is a grass-covered path that stretches hundreds of yards from the lake to a flat, marshy island with a large stone tower. The tower is old and decrepit. You could see there are scaffolding bits that are collapsing, yet some still standing and sticking to the edge of this tower. You can see this giant gash in one side of the tower's walls, and you see these time-worn griffin statues perched like gargoyles on either side of the four corners of this tower. Their wings and bodies are covered in moss. When you approach this tower, what you see is this tower has a door that's made of iron with no visible handles or hinges, and at the center of this door, you see a large embossed symbol, a connected series of lines with 8 figures set around it. Carved into the lintel above the door, you see the word Kazan. But you've made it to your destination. What would you all like to do? Also, that is what you see in the door.
And correct me if I'm wrong, but Katya is the only one who's been here before.
Correct. Yeah, Katya has been here only once, and it was probably over 2 months ish. Yeah, game time.
It would have been
And
like
then,
right after we left Valakai
years.
the first time, right?
Yeah. Yeah, when you first left
that's when it
Valakai
was.
the first time.
Yeah.
Well, I guess first thing I'm going to do, just that looks arcane. I would love to take a look at that with anyone else. I know Vaughn, you're also adept in arcane art.
Lumaria's
Sure.
left eye, the mechanical will start to give a faint glow. Detect magic will be on.
Okay. As you are... Okay, so first off, you're trying to just do some sort of just like investigation slash, I'm sure like Arcana of some sort just to understand what might be going on here for Beatrice?
Rad.
Okay.
I would assist.
So then, as you approach this this tower door, when you get about like 10 feet, you begin to feel your leg that is slightly magical begin to almost give out. You could feel that this is an anti-magic zone, that it's not giving out completely because it's still a prosthetic that, you know, works
It just has some
mechanically.
magical
But you can
grease.
definitely feel, right, exactly. And you feel like Cosette is not conscious. As
I actually haven't had Cosette in a few days because she was
Got
destroyed.
destroyed.
Right. I forgot about that. Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't have Cosette.
So-
But I see what you mean. Like, I can tell that, like, this certain literal, I've probably used a grease spell in some part of the contraption to have, like, a continual thing. It's like, I can feel
yeah.
it catch. All right. So, anti-magic field starting about here. Are we close enough to get a look at it?
Absolutely. Go ahead and do an Arcana check.
Would you like to assist me, or would you like to roll?
I'd love to assist you. Your roll is slightly better than mine.
Only slightly.
That can't be true. 32. I'm kidding.
32. Incredible.
See, you have
Okay.
a plus 15. I have a plus 12.
Only 3. Obviously, you can tell that there is an anti-magic field surrounding this tower, which strikes you as odd because you can definitely tell there are
Very
no
magical.
hinges, there are no doors or handles on this door, which means this door is most likely magical, or it is a mechanical door that you need to find some sort of a lever or button or something like that. However, after looking for a good amount of time, you don't really find any lever or button, so that leads you to believe that this is most likely magical, especially with the symbol that's on the front.
Right. Is it just me, or does anyone else think that looks a little bit like dance instructions on the door?
Lumaria,
It kind of does.
in
Yes.
response to
Yeah.
detect magic, one of the things that you do see is this door is definitely magical, confirming what Beatrice had already found. You do find, since detect magic gives you some information about the spells that might be affecting it, you find that there is evocation magic on it, and you find that there is, I would say, illusion. No, not illusion. Conjuration.
Evocation and conjuration both on the door.
Correct.
So as they're kind of looking, but you see, it appears that the door has as I'm going over what my master has taught, the evocation and that purple tone. It is boom boom conjuration like magics.
Ezmerelda, what's the door? What's the trick? You know the trick?
I don't know. I came to this tower. I couldn't figure it out, and then I called out for him, and he didn't
He just opened
answer
the door?
because he
Oh.
wasn't here. And no, he wasn't here. So I left and I went to Kresk, and then that's when I found Katya and all of them and Sorsha.
He was here last time we were here, though, right?
Yes.
We
Yeah.
got-
He
yeah,
actually
okay.
he actually told you to come here to regroup, and you did. And then he told you I can't even remember. I think he gave you the Tome of Strahd here.
I think so,
Yeah.
yeah. But he didn't give us the, like, way in or any, like...
I think he
Solution
opened the
or
door for you. Yeah, because I
Okay.
think
That's what I thought.
Johann's casted sending or message to get his attention, and then he came down and opened the door.
That
for
sounds
you.
right.
Yeah.
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 I'd sort of like watch Vaughn
No.
do the dance.
I did just do the. I mean,
Then the door opens. Once you do it in that correct order, the door opens.
Mika, you're so right.
Really?
So,
No take back.
yeah, no shit. Like, the door opens and
I
inside,
like it, okay.
I
inside
sort of give
you
Vaughn
find...
a little beat.
I bow.
Yeah,
We like, yeah, Kai just like looks at them and
everybody's just talking about what to do. And then you have fun in the back, like... and you just hear as the door opens up slightly. Inside, you find there are 4 statues that are currently standing just next to a platform. There is, or at least what you would imagine a platform being, there's like a depress in the flooring where you can see that there would be a platform that fits and makes it flush with the ground. You can see chains that lead up to the 4th floor, where you find there is a platform currently covering, basically like an elevator, covering the 4th floor. And outside of that, you just see debris on the ground and broken crates. Not much.
And confirming, coming through, it was only coming through as anti-magic, or is there still like a level of anti-magic inside?
So, everything that is currently magical, which I imagine the detect magic goes out. And so the eye, I don't know if it's magical or if it's mechanical. I'm not entirely sure. If it is magical, that goes out.
I have a question.
The sword, your sun sword,
2.
completely out.
okay.
Citron,
Hold on.
Yeah.
you begin to feel the overwhelming sense of death come over you.
That was my question.
enough.
Yeah.
Not enough to where you're dying at the moment, but there is something magical about you to keep you alive, and now it is like gone. You are just like
Yeah.
a walking corpse at this point.
My right arm goes limp.
I'm a little
Becca.
self-conscious because all my accoutrement is really creaky. It makes a lot more noise than normal. It's really...
Wild
I
magic.
don't like it here.
Interesting. Wild magic
Creature
would
of
not.
wild magic. Yeah.
Right. I would say that,
Oh, we're all fucked up upon entering this room.
yeah, because you guys are all like filled with magical items, magical pieces, like prosthetics and stuff like that, and just
My dog.
Most of us are
Overall-
part magical.
Beatrice is gone. Or nope, not Beatrice.
Beatrice, no, not
is gone.
Beatrice.
Bye.
No, I
Bocephalus-
I would not let Bocephalus enter the
Okay.
anti-magic field.
Bocephalus is just 10 feet away from the open door,
Bork.
just sitting, looking at everybody like,
Just a pile of body parts just falls apart.
yeah.
We
So,
could... How does this work with portable holes and stuff? It doesn't like expel everything from it, does it? Or does it just disconnect the
So I
portable
wouldn't
hole
say
from
that
the
the
extra dimension?
Just
I
turns
wouldn't
it
say that
off.
the portable hole itself is affected when it's not put out. But if you pull like the tarp out, it wouldn't connect to it. If that makes sense.
Okay.
Right, because it's anti-magic suppresses, not negates.
Right.
Correct. Yeah.
So I would also offer, it's like, Bocephalus could get in the hole and he would be able to cross safely in the extra dimensional.
Better than
Bocephalus
being
doesn't have to
outside.
breed.
Yeah.
All right, buddy, get in the hole.
Put him in there.
Just hops right in.
Yeah, because essentially it would just turn into like a piece of fabric that's
And that's what it is.
unenchanted. Right?
Unless you place it like flat against something, it is just a piece of fabric. Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Do I lose access in here to certain semi-magical features?
I think it really depends on what it is because, like you said, it's not negating, it's suppressing. So
I still conjure my weapons?
No.
Okay.
You can walk outside, walk back inside after you conjure your weapon, but yeah.
And it's a conjured magical weapon, so it doesn't. Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Beatrice takes out her stick, loads it with her walking stick, loads it with real bullets.
Oh man, the first time in this campaign. I think you have like +1 bullets too.
I do, but they wouldn't be +1. I also just have normal bullets.
Oh, well, true, yeah.
So I do just have some practical, like, I have like a crossbow and my cane are both like practically, like can actually, they're just guns. Just guns.
That's all we need.
Are
Is a
my
gun.
s-
Do I
Are
still
my
have
psychic
my
blades magic?
regular swords, or did I get rid of those?
No psychic blades. Because, I mean, like, it in itself is
Psi
magic.
Okay.
Well, I have a bag of holding. Of course, I would still have my swords. Okay, I pull out the silver longsword, and then I pull out the like.
Your bag of holding does not have anything inside of it.
That it's suppressed.
All right,
a
let
bag.
me walk outside real quick.
Walk outside,
pull
grab
out-
your shit.
I pull out a silver sword and the regular sword, and I'll hand the regular sword to whoever wants it. I'll just kind of like hold it out to the group. Handle first, just like somebody take this.
Lumaria like looks at it, but can't move. He can't move his right arm, and he has a shield in his left arm that is now heavier. Also, his armor is heavier.
I just like I just kind of nudge the sword toward Vaughn.
I don't think I can pull the rapier out of my throat right now.
You'll handle this. What a sentence.
That's where it lives.
That is true. I do know that.
I think Citron is just feeling super chill right now because he's been cursed with immortality and he's feeling death, and this kind of makes him a little happy. He's just gonna plop down, lean against a wall, and just soak in the death.
I'm like looking at all of you, like not like kind of breaking down a little bit. Like, are all of you doing okay? Is this? We don't have to stay here if we don't want to. We can.
Nah, I kind of like it. Just keep me here.
Okay.
I still think it is at least valuable to loot whatever is presumably upstairs.
Sure.
Granted, while there's no stairs.
We can
Sorry,
we'll
everyone.
figure that out.
I thought that it was just anti-divination magic. I didn't know that it was all magic.
It can't be this way the whole time. I mean, he's a practitioner himself. There must be some area of the house that's less distasteful. Oh, it's just like all my little charms that like make me smell nice are turned off. I'm just creaky and angry. Can we get across? I mean, there's no. Can someone do some sort of look about and see if we can just cross
yes,
this
of course.
threshold?
So
I'm gonna look around.
Yeah, I'll look around too.
there is a, you know, like I said, there is like a lift that's central to this tower. This tower itself is relatively cramped as well. So this seems to be like the living space of a single person, but with 7 people in, it is feeling a little cramped as well. So not only are all the magics suppressed, people are feeling cranky, but everybody is very tightly next to each other. When you begin to look around for a place, you see the statues that are on either corner of this platform's corners next to the chains move up and hold their hands onto a chain each.
Oh.
As if in your command will pull down the platform if you so choose.
Just so it's known, Lumaria will put. I'm putting the shield on my back, and since I do have my short sword of wounding, it just I don't know if the wounding part is magical, but I have my short sword ready in my offhand. Because it doesn't the weapon itself doesn't count as magical for dealing with anything.
No, I think it's just like it's just serrated to all
It's specially
fucking hell.
serrated.
Yeah.
I hate it here.
Statues, you can bring the thing down, please.
And as that happens, you begin to see them slowly pulling down the lift as you just hear as the chains move. Slowly but surely, this platform comes down, and it's going to take 1 or 2 trips up because it is only a 10 by 10 platform. So, who's going up?
Can I just spider
For
climb
no
up?
reason.
The spider climb work.
So, damn, that's a weird fucking thing.
Because that's just what you can do.
I can just do that.
Right,
Yeah.
but then vampires themselves are magical beings, and spider climb is a magical ability that...
Now I have a question after this then.
We're all dying right now.
Everyone is dying.
We're all dying and we hate it here.
Yeah.
Katya was doing totally fine. She just lost her lightsaber until she goes up to the wall and like pats it and is like slides and it's just like I hate to hit her too.
It's like we just all showed up to our Airbnb and realized there's no air conditioning. There's no Wi-Fi.
As an elf, are we playing the same elves are magical?
I'm literally classed as Fae.
Everyone has a bad head
Trance is
cold right
fine,
now.
if that's what you're saying.
I have starlight step.
That would not work.
Okay. Cool. But I still have my dark vision.
Dark vision's fine. That's more of like biology than it is anything else.
My eyes still work.
Okay. Eyes still work.
One eye
Still works.
One eye. That's
Yeah,
right. One eye is just darkness. It's actually worse than
So-
darkness, but yeah.
Who would like to go onto the platform first?
Sure.
Right.
Lumaria goes on if no one else is kind of
How
ready.
many people can fit?
4.
4.
4. So I guess 3 and 3 since Ezmerelda's with us.
Well,
Well, and
and
then you have
Sorsha's
Sorsha,
with
too.
us.
Oh,
Yeah.
Sorsha. Okay. I mean, I guess I can go up in the first group just in case of some magical nonsense.
Okay.
Go ahead. I'll wait.
All right.
So am I? I get on the thing too.
If one of you just stab me right now, I think I might actually just die this time.
Do you
Don't
want that?
say that like you're asking us to do so.
No, I'm not. No, I'm not saying.
No.
Please do. No.
No, I wouldn't.
No.
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 No. Y'all
So-
need a healer. It's fine.
Citron, Vaughn, Beatrice, Katya? No,
If Kat-
Lumari.
Yeah, if
Lumari.
Katya's good with being left with the NPCs
Okay,
Yeah.
for
great.
2 seconds.
So,
Wrangling all my NPCs around.
And Lamar's going to try to hide in any. I know it's a small platform, but it's going to try to be as obscure as possible.
I just imagine like the chains just standing behind the chain. Go ahead and do a hide roll. Stealth.
Dice be nice.
That was Candela coming out.
Yeah, a hide roll.
Yeah.
Is this one of your gilded actions? Okay. Apparently.
Yep.
He's
definitely.
right behind all of us.
Incredible.
32.
So, natural 2032. You are as hidden as you can be on a open platform. As it lands, you board it, and these golems begin to pull the chains once again as the lift slowly ascends. As it raises, you see the second floor is just filled with dirt and cobwebs. Then you make it to the third floor, which is filled with mold and rotted floorboards, as well as that large hole that you had seen outside where all the scaffolding led up to. That is covered with a canvas tarp that sort of blows every once in a while. Just next to it, you see a large battering ram trap that is set for anyone that tried to enter through that hole. Finally, as the lift reaches the top, the 4th floor, unlike the levels below, this room shows signs of habitation. And although this place reeks of mold and mildew, you can see there is a fireplace that is currently burning, and you can smell these interesting herbs that fill the air where a pot currently boils over this fire. You see a cozy bed, a desk, bright tapestries, a large iron stove, and plenty of wood to feed it. And then you find 2 individuals that are weapons ready, standing just on either side of this small tower. They are Vistani. So, Katya, you recognize them to be... Oh, nope, Katya's not there.
Nope, not there.
Citron, you would recognize them to be Vistani, for sure. Vaughn, you probably would have ran into a Vistani here or there.
And I
Like,
believe
they might
I
have come to
have
Perez.
knowledge of the Vistani of other areas.
Yeah, because Vistani travel throughout, yeah. And Beatrice, yeah, I guess you would too. So, you see there are 2 Vistani. There is a woman that has black, like midnight black hair, early 30s, in a half ponytail, and she is holding 2 daggers, one in either hand. And then you see this also late 30s male with a black goatee, long black hair that is covered under a bright red bandana, and he has a hunting knife that he's currently holding, and he's just looking cautiously at all 4 of you, and then as he sees that there's 4 people, just looks over to the other person. Friend?
I hope so.
I don't see why not.
Okay. We're good, right? I can put this away?
Lumaria still has blade out. Not hostile, but like...
Sure, like, yeah. Maybe I'll
Citron's
keep it
gonna
out.
try and like... but we're fine. It's Lumaria, we're good.
I'll
I'm
keep
hip.
this just for now.
Lumaria does struggle to
addictions.
try and sheath it because it's in the offhand and not on the right side. It's like...
We're still not looking to fight. We didn't come here to engage with anything, but if you feel the need to keep your weapons on you, we won't complain.
Okay, what did bring you here, if you don't mind me asking?
looking for the bathroom?
Oh, we usually just go outside.
They have good sense of humor, but also too literal.
I mean, I wanted to play at the beach.
Again, we just go outside.
Yeah, Lumaria, you're rad.
I mean,
How
What,
about some
uh,
introductions? Would that be okay? I'm Luca. And this is Otar.
Can you spell that?
Can I do an insight
Yeah.
check? No, not insight. Can I do an arcana check? Am I sensing any sense of illusion, transfiguration, magic?
I mean, one, you're in a tower that still has anti-magic, so that's one thing, but go ahead and do an arcana check just to see if there's anything fucky
The
about
master
this.
of the house might
And while
have a
we're
way.
here, Lumari's gonna try to see if there's anything that stands out as like an anchor for this anti-magic. If it hits this whole tower, there's got to be some kind of device or something that is causing
Sure.
it to project.
Mm-hmm.
Johnny, can you get that second name for me again?
Yes, sorry. Otar. O-T-A-R.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Lumari, go ahead and do an investigation check. Or perception if you're just looking around currently.
Just looking, not searching, but just seeing if something stands out.
Go ahead and do perception then.
Oh, I don't have advantage anymore because magic. This is
This is
Rude.
bullshit.
A lot of things because of
Damn, that's only a 29.
God
Oh
damn.
goodness. You know,
Oh,
just
shucks.
one below the max. Jesus. Let me check the notes real quick, but I don't think that there is a spot.
Yeah, I didn't think so.
Yeah. It does not have a spot. It is just this tower itself has been enchanted to have that anti-magic field. Yeah.
Can my perception discern that that is the case? That they're like, I'm looking and I don't see anything. It seems like it's just the tower itself is.
Yeah, I mean, like outside of the door, like maybe, but like it was evocation and conjuration, which isn't anti-magic.
Yep.
I don't believe, at least. I think that's abjuration.
Yeah, I believe abjuration.
But all of that to lead you to believe, yeah, it's probably just the enchantment of the tower. Yeah,
Okay.
it's abjuration.
Well, it's nice to meet you.
Well, my name is, you may call me Beatrice. We are travelers who heard this might be a safe place to rest.
Yes, if you are here to rest, then please, by all means, we are making some food. If you are here and if you are peaceful, please allow us to feed you.
Can I see how much food they're making?
Sure. The kettle itself is relatively small. Again, this is made for probably just one, maybe two people to live in. So it might take another round or two to feed everybody. It's relatively small.
I don't need food.
Great.
We have more friends that are downstairs.
By all
Is it
means,
okay if we send this down to get them?
I don't know what the sleeping arrangements would be, but sure, please.
I also
The
don't
more the
sleep.
better.
What are you two doing here?
Same. We were just traveling, trying to get back to our troop in Valakai, just outside. But
How did you get in here?
through the giant hole that is in the tower. Yeah, this entire thing blew up in electricity, and we couldn't do anything for the for the next like 20 minutes or so. But then it stopped, and we were able to just say, "Fuck that," and ran up the scaffolding
Qu'est-ce que c'est,
Oh.
giant hole? Where?
on the third floor, just below us. And if you do end up doing that, please just be careful. We were able to spot it because Otar over there is very keen, but that is a trap that we haven't. We decided to probably keep just in case anyone, no offense, comes into the tower without us knowing.
Certainly. You're very friendly for people of Barovia. No offense. We haven't been offered many meals in our travels.
We are Vistani. We are not
not
people
from
of Barovia.
Barovia.
We are people of anywhere.
Well,
Oh.
we're people from generally of the last recent history here, so we may be a little bit more off-put by strangers.
I'll never
Completely
be off-put by
understandable.
the Vistani.
Well, thank you.
Lumari is going
Um,
around looking for stuff throughout the room, just kind of
Okay.
ignoring conversation at this point.
I send
Sure.
the elevator down.
Great. The elevator goes down. Lumari, are you kind of paying attention to the others at all? Anybody that looks around will see that Otar is currently looking at Lumari, just keeping an eye because you're moving away from the group and looking around. So just not necessarily doing anything, but just watching and making sure that everything is fine. Holding on to daggers.
Passively am aware because I think it's a small enough room,
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
but I'm not.
Yeah. You might have
focused
just
on
like
them.
looked. Yeah. Go ahead and do I would say in this case, investigation.
I'm great at those.
Oh my god.
A 7 is lucky though, so.
Woo. In here you don't find much. There is a desk that is currently that Otar is currently standing just next to. So if you have the audacity to go and just begin opening, incredible. I love it. Okay, as you do, she puts a blade in front of it and just says, we are friendly, but we are not going to give away all of our food and equipment. I hope you can understand.
Is it yours or is it belong to the tower and you found it?
These were equipment pieces that we had brought with us as we traveled.
That you put in a desk?
She slowly opens it up and you see there's a bag inside one of the side drawers of the desk. Are we good?
Fine. This was a dead end anyway.
Yeah.
She drops it back in, closing it. Yeah.
Quick question. This is the top room of the tower. This is a wizard's tower, right? What is this room practically used for? Like what you said, like the rooms below were super dirty, but like, is this an office? You say there's a desk?
So this seems to be the living quarters. As far as all the other floors, it's been so long since any upkeep has been done to this tower that it's just a bunch of mold, cobwebs, and dust. You could do a check, like go down to the lower floors, but as you were coming up, there was just a bunch of debris and it just didn't look, one, livable, and two, useful.
How long has I know my way around an arcane workshop and this looks thoroughly abandoned, but my understanding was that the keep of the house was not gone for this long. I mean, am I wrong? This almost looks like years of disuse.
Correct. Go ahead and do a history check.
You know, my history then. A 13, not great.
This tower has been here for as long as you have. Whether it's been used, you're not entirely sure. You don't really know much about it. Strahd rarely, if ever, goes over here.
Has the tower been around as long as Citron has?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. This tower has been around. Oh, that's a good question because you were here before Strahd was as well.
Mm-hmm.
This has been here just about as long as Strahd has, which is hundreds of years. Yeah.
Sort of subtly, would it be possible for me to start doing like an investigation check of the room? Because something is reading off to me about the fact that there's just nothing here. So I'm going to start looking around for like practical. I don't want to activate anything, but I just want to kind of like loosely do like a trap check like I would do if I was building traps and see if there's any triggers or anything. And I kind of want to like do this as subtly as possible so that they might not notice if I found anything.
Go ahead and do a stealth check. I won't give you, well, you're doing this subtly, but you're not trying to stay hidden. You're just trying to look around. So go ahead and do it with
I'm going to use like, if possible, can I do like, use like I'm using my like, because I have my cane and I'm going to use it to like kind of like stagger an odd sort of like rhythm to like test floorboards and like lean on a wall, that sort of thing.
So for this, instead of giving you the disadvantage that you usually get, just do a regular roll.
Cool.
Or rather, would this be a deception check?
Deception
do a deception.
Yeah. Okay.
That fits better.
To see how well I can get along with that.
Yeah.
A natural 9. Do I have a reroll?
Mm-hmm.
You do. Yes. Everyone does.
I'm going to reuse it.
Okay.
A 22.
22
better than
is better.
Natural 1.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot. That's my second natural one of the day. And then I'll do a investigation check.
Yep.
Okay. A natural one again. Oh my gosh.
Oh my god. And that's like that's within so that's like every other roll that you just made, because natural 1 Arcana, a 13 history, natural 1 deception, 22 deception, natural 1 investigation. That's 3 in like the last 20 minutes. That's fucking
do I
wild.
have just like it that's crazy. That's wild.
So
I guess I don't find anything.
yeah, there's really nothing. And one of the things that happens is Lumaria was looking around. And so you're kind of picking up after what Lumaria did. You don't find much. This seems to be just a living space at this point. You don't see anything that seems to point to this being like a wizard living space by any means. Everything in here is pretty mundane. But outside of that, you don't really find any traps or anything like that. But as you're looking around and kind of like tapping the ground, that's when the lift finally comes back up and you see Katya, Sorsha, and Ezmerelda.
The whole time we're down there, we're just like, is something going on up there? Are they talking to somebody? What is happening? Waiting for this elevator.
Just waiting for it to come back down, yeah.
Does it have pleasant music?
Girl from
sounds of the
chains playing.
Clink, clink.
It's the girl from Valaki this time.
Yeah.
Tall and pale, and maybe she's soulless. The girl from Valaki.
It's good.
It's good stuff.
Incredible.
I'll talk to my uncle and have him help me translate that into Portuguese. Yeah.
Good.
Ah, Katya,
Hello.
Luca and Otar.
Okay up here. Hello.
Everything is fine. My name is what I forgot already.
Luca and Otar.
Luca and Otar. My name is
Very
Luca.
nice.
This is Otar.
Nice to
It's very
meet
nice to meet you.
I am Katya.
Very good to meet you as
Sorsha
well.
and Ezmerelda. These aren't these Vistani wouldn't have been at the camp when we were staying there, would they? Would we have met these two before? Or would I have met these two before?
So when you had gone to the camp, a lot of Vistani, well, you did go after too. The first time that you came to the Vistani camp, a lot of Vistani were out looking for Arabella, who you found. And then that's when everybody started to come back.
That second
and I
time
guess you
we
did
sort of
long rest.
Yeah.
The second time you
The second time
had
we
refuge
rolled
here.
through real quick and didn't
Right.
really talk to anybody, so that makes sense too.
So I would say roll for it. Just do a d20.
I mean, 8.
Nah, you don't recognize him.
Not. I don't think so. Probably wouldn't remember anyway.
Were you gonna say if Citron does?
Yeah, just should I roll a d20 to see if maybe Citron does?
So these are. Have you been to Valakai within the last 30 years?
Yes. Remember my new green scarf I got fairly recently from Valaki. Yeah.
Okay. So then. Yeah, go ahead and roll.
No fun
a
backstory
D20.
there. Just
you got a
wandered
scarf.
into town and bought
It
it.
looks nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
D20. Wow. Okay.
Nope.
Cool.
So, your friends told us that you were just here to find refuge for the night, sleep it away, and
That is true.
that's what we are
No
here
need.
for. We were actually going to leave tomorrow, so
Can't imagine we would stay much longer. That sounds good. We can all rest here together. Works
Good.
for me.
How long have you been here?
a few nights. We wanted to recoup from the long travel that we had. But
Long.
yeah, we had come here from Valakai, we were going to Krezk to speak to some of the locals and sell a few things, and we were just on our way back, but in itself, it's about a week's journey just to get the one way, so we wanted to take some time, as your friend over there said, hang out on the beach, especially now with there is sun here in Barovia. So
I'd like to insight check them, please.
Absolutely, go ahead.
While that's happening, can I pull out some gold and be like, well, if you've got something useful to sell, we do have money on hand.
That's 28.
Yeah. You find it very odd. You find it very odd that somebody from Barovia forgot the name of Krezk.
They're not from Barovia. Yeah. They said that first thing.
That, or they are coming up with a story on the fucking spot to make it look like they're not suspicious.
Yeah. And I get to the sense that the, like, selling stuff, where's this stuff?
Yeah. I think Citron, Citron technically has only been with y'all for, like, a few days in game time, but I feel like Citron, like, can still shoot a look over to Beatrice, like just a weird movement of the eyes, like.
I would like to help because I'm not good at insight, but I'm good at pushing people. I want to just kind of like
useful skill.
So I'm just gonna help Citron get more info because he's got the insight. I've got the manipulative skills. So I'm just gonna be like, selling. I mean, we'd be happy to buy. Where are your wares? If it's useful. I mean, we are travelers too, so I'm sure you must have something. If
one of the things that Citron, you spot with such a fucking high insight, you spot they both look at each other for a second. Well, we don't have very much left over after the trip.
I thought you were on your way to sell it.
No, we're on our way back to Valakai from Krezk. So,
are they paying attention to me anymore?
That is a good question. Let me roll. I rolled 2 8s. It seems like they're paying. I know, right? It seems like they're paying a lot more attention now that they're being like kind of grilled. Paying more attention to like trying to think of what they're going to say next, and so their attention is just slightly off of you now.
Because I never left this drawer. They were so cautious to guard. I just kind of gave them their space. So I would just like to gently just try it slowly.
Okay. Go ahead and do a stealth check.
Can they have advantage because I'm actively distracting them?
The only reason why I was actually thinking whether or not I should give disadvantage, because you are just next to them. Like they were in front of it. They haven't moved yet. So I'll give it just a regular roll of stealth just to see if you can like.
That's all I'm here for, to not exist.
32. Incredible.
Another natural 20.
Good. Pretty good.
So, as they look at each other, he sort of takes a step forward, just trying to make himself feel more approachable and forward with the truth. She takes a step away from the desk, almost joining with him, sensing that there might be something happening. And at that moment, Lumaria, you just pull the drawer and grab the bag. Inside, since you got a natural 20, you could just... Inside, you find there is a healing kit. There is 3 jars of preserved blood.
Delicious.
And a silvered dagger.
I might want that, actually. I might want that blood.
I will
good.
I'll type all of this and send it to you again, or send it to you via text so that you can have this. But you have 3 vials of holy water. There are small pieces of pure silver. There's 8 different sheets of them, very small, but still pure silver. And you find a poisoner's kit, as well as a potion of healing and 2 doses of a antitoxin.
Ah, what a haul.
And just kind of secure that and make sure the drawer is closed and just not moved.
Sorry, as well as a potion of greater healing as well.
Oh ho ho.
Yeah, I'm feeling great.
We don't have much. It's, as I said, we were on our way back to our camp. We sold most of what we had to Kresk.
Oh, well, I hope you had a good haul. I personally haven't been through Kresk myself, but I quite like dabbling in sales here and there, you know, seeing what people may have to offer. Did you have a good haul?
I will also say, I didn't write it down, but it would make the most sense. There is just a small coin purse in there, small, which also leads you to believe, Lumaria, that they didn't sell shit. It's cool. 5 gold maybe. Yes, we had a great time. Visited some friends that we knew.
So I didn't see a cart outside. How do you? What was it you sold? How do you transport it?
So one of the things with Valakai and Kresk is that there is a sort of cart trading thing that happens where people that bring stuff from Kresk bring carts to Valakai and, you know, back and forth. So we just took one of those carts with us.
Well, I mean, especially with how well things are going in Valakai right now, just really opening up. I feel like it's really being reborn. Don't you agree?
The Renaissance, truly.
I want to do a deception check only. Well, okay. Are you trying to openly intimidate this person to the point where, like, they know that you're trying to... Okay, do a deception check.
No, I'm not trying to be intimidating. Right now, I'm trying to kind of win them over because I'm like,
sure.
I know you're a liar. I just don't know if you're dangerous now.
While they're doing this, like, Lumaria is being like, using the, like, the sword has been sheathed, the bag has been tucked with the items, and it's just slowly just signing, like, L-I-A-R.
Love it. So good.
Yeah, I think Citron's like also going to give you like the look he gave Beatrice, like
like the moment you get a look though, Lumaria taps his sword, like nodding, like tap tap sword tap tap sword.
So I did not roll very good of insight. Well, at least not a 23. You could see that they're getting a little tense, but they don't think that anything is coming to tap on swords by any means. But I can't remember the last thing that was said. Oh, right.
I was saying Valakai's opens up so much, and Citron said it's a renaissance over there.
Yeah.
Valakai is interesting. When was the last time you went?
I've never been. I'm like looming over one of their shoulders. Sorry.
Like 2 weeks ago. Got this nice scarf there.
Valakai is different now. The leaders have changed. Before it was the Valakovich family, and now it is the Wachter family that is sort of running things. And to your point, it sort of is a Renaissance sort of movement there at the moment. There is a strong religion to the Morning Lord. So I guess you could say, yes, it was reborn. But
But
We don't
apparently-
usually spend much time there just because we have our own tent that's outside of Valakai, and typically Valakians don't really like Vistani.
I see. That is difficult. Well, I'm sorry you had a bad experience. We passed through very briefly. I guess I heard the old management was out, and I was hopeful about the new ones, but that is unfortunate that it's not going so well.
It has never really gone well with Valakai. The Valakovich family has been in power for a few decades, and they're xenophobic, to say the least.
Yeah. Whenever I go, I cloak and the whole shebang.
Lumaria just adjusts to make sure that I'm within 5 feet of both of them, very casually.
Of course, yeah.
I look at Ezmerelda.
Oh, shit, she is Vistani. But she hasn't been in Barovia.
I was more looking at her
while.
like, this is your boss's house.
Oh, true. Lumari. Do a history check.
Oh, what? Ew.
Ew.
I don't study. Again, I rolled a
Nerds.
5 for
I
a 7.
make history, not
Yeah.
don't learn it.
I create history.
I love that so much. Okay, never mind.
Brutal.
Ezmerelda is currently just looking around to find anything, but she just kind of shrugs. There's nothing that she can find. She just comes up. I don't know. There's his cart isn't outside. I saw tracks outside, but the wagon wasn't there.
How tall does this building look from the outside?
Great question, which I
And how
definitely have the answer.
Well, I'm asking you because does it feel like it is the same height inside and outside?
Yes, it does. Yeah.
Okay, then never mind. Then you don't have to do math. No.
Probably like 50 feet.
Okay.
Wow. That's shorter than I thought.
4 floors, 10 feet each, 10, 20, 30, 40, and then the point, yeah, probably like 50.
Weirdest architecture rule I've ever learned is that typically towers like that are built with 20 feet stone ceilings because you need additional space for air ventilation. Otherwise, it's too cramped, too stuffy, too easily.
Okay, so then this would be not 50 feet. Instead, it would be 100?
Between 80 and 100
100.
because it was 4 floors you said we passed from base to here.
Yep, this is the 4th floor. So it is, we'll call it a 90 feet.
I'm just gonna stare at the ceiling of this room and just try to see if there's like any roof access point, attic, anything.
It doesn't look like there's any. You won't have to roll. It doesn't look like there's any like roof access or anything like that, especially the fact that it's so high up and there's no, like, the chains end here. It doesn't look like they go up anymore. It doesn't look like there's a opening above like they had with each of the floors. It just seems this is it. Yeah.
Did they say something about being frozen for 20 minutes when they got in the building? Like they activated some sort of like paralysis trap?
So they said that they tried to get through the door and something happened to where there was a trap that went on for like 20 minutes of just lightning. And then it stopped. Then they said, fuck the front door. They went up the side, the scaffolding.
Got it. Okay. Well, it's all right. We're just looking for a place to rest for the night. I don't see there's a reason that we can't all rest safely together if none of us are looking to spill any blood in the middle of the night. But personally, I was expecting something a little bit different from what I'd heard about the owner of this place. Have you found anything of... This just seems a little bit unkept.
Do you mean Kazan? The owner, like the wizard?
That's not
The
the,
one
name of it.
Kazan was the name that was printed
On
above.
the door.
Yeah.
Right,
We
but
called
that's
it
not the
Van
name.
Richten's tower is what we called it just because Van Richten was here. But nobody really knew what the name of the tower was. when you saw above the door, Kazan was written above it.
Just for a note, would Lumaria know who Kazan is just because of
what's
my master's
Citron?
like experience of who they were to Strahd, and Kazan being this is a wizard's hour, Kazan a wizard.
Right.
I don't know
Kazan-
how long the timing was.
I remember this, and from like the research that I did months, if not years ago, of Kazan, I remember this being just like Kazan was one of the architects of the Ravenloft castle, if I remember correctly.
Oh, so I will have heard of that person. Probably,
you would have
right?
heard the name Kazan, yeah, because architect, of course.
Yeah, can I roll history then to
I think
see?
you did. Did you? Did you not?
I know I did.
No, you
and
didn't.
I failed.
Go ahead and roll
Twice.
history. Yeah.
Okay. History.
Yeah, Beatrice, you would have heard the name.
I would have seen
That's
his
a
name on plans, probably.
Sexy little
Right.
24
It didn't
right
get
there.
like mentioned often, but definitely you would have been like, oh, I've heard that name before. 24. Citron, you have been alive the entire time. So you remember when they came in, and there was like a brief time that you didn't come back as a revenant. But when you did, you saw that the castle had been completed. There was a tower that was being made. As far as the history itself, would you have put yourself to learn what this was? What would have what would have Citron done? Okay, so
yeah,
you
I mean
might have-
that's a long time for him to be alive. He went through his different phases. Like he went through the killing Tatiana reincarnation phase, exploration
As we
phase.
all do.
Yep.
Yeah, it's classic mid-20s bullshit, you know.
yeah, you know.
It's not a phase, Mom.
God, I feel so bad whenever I bring this up. But yeah, yeah, like exploring, doing history.
Sure.
He learned some languages.
I would say that by the time that you woke up, it had been like a couple decades.
Oh yeah, easy.
By that time, Kazan was not here. But the tower was. You've known that the tower has been here. I would say that Citron probably, unless you went to the Amber Temple, which I don't think that Citron wouldn't have gotten past the first room for sure. But unless you did, you wouldn't really know much about Kazan.
Like it's regarding the Amber Temple, Citron definitely knows what it is, but yeah, I don't think he would go near it knowing what he knows about the dark powers and everything. He would stay far away from the Amber Temple.
Lumaria would have heard the name. It didn't seem of importance. Especially the fact that your patron knew that they were already gone. They were a powerful wizard, which is very apparent with the fact that there is an entire anti-magic field that is like surrounding this tower, which is not easy magic to do. But your patron wouldn't have said much about Kazan as like a probable lead to follow.
Perfect. Then Lumaria is unfortunately not a very patient person when things are tense. And is just going to be like, so just do we trust them or not? Because I'm getting bored.
Oh, I don't trust anyone I meet in Barovia, and as neither should you, Luca. Yeah. But I think the only important thing here is, do you plan to hurt us, and do we plan to hurt you? Now, we have no reason to hurt you. We're not in the business of slaying strangers, but I frankly don't know what your business is. At this point, I would be intimidating. So, unless you can give us some sort of assurances that your business while it may or may not be the selling of goods in Kresk, if it doesn't involve our heads rolling down the battlements of this tower, I think we can all get along swimmingly.
We know better than to try and fight 7 people. We have no quarrels with you. We have no reason to want to fight. As long as our business stays our own, there is no threat from us.
What do we think?
I think that as long as we say that whatever we are doing with ourselves from this point forward is ours, we can do what we need.
I think Katya's been sort of like coming late to this conversation. She's still like trying to catch up and figure out why everybody's so tense. And she's just like, sounds fine to me. If they say they're not going to hurt us, then we can take them at their word, I suppose. Everybody's being careful, so we can just leave it at that. Yes?
I mean, I'm a little nosy, but it's fine. I won't ask.
Don't do escalate things if we don't have to, right?
My goodness, though, I am curious. You don't have
so
to
it's
tell
not
us.
just me.
I would love to know. I love meeting new people. I won't. You don't have to tell us.
I would rather keep our business out of everyone else's business. And listen, my offer for food is still on the table. And honestly, if you would rather us leave, looks over to Otar, we can find another place to sleep.
No, you stay. You stay with us tonight.
Yeah.
It'll be a fun time. There's plenty of room for all of us.
Fair.
And your food smells very good.
It does. Okay, well, I guess we will cohabitate.
Can all just have a nice, peaceful night together in the protection of this tower.
Lumaria
And
walk
absolutely
away.
nothing bad will happen, right?
That's up to you.
Okay, no, now that you said that, something's gonna happen.
I am only looking out for ourselves. Do you have 7 people here, all...
No,
We
like,
already established we're not going to do anything if you don't do anything. No one's going to do anything.
That's gonna happen, is what I'm
Listen,
saying. Like you jinxed it.
I would feel safer, and I think Otar would be on my side if we were just able to leave, if that is okay with you.
It is not.
I think
Not for
things
me.
have just...
What?
Well, then
What?
now we are being kidnapped. See, this
If
is
they
not...
wish,
We haven't taken you anywhere. Hostages, maybe. But what
Why-
would we level you against? We don't have
Why-
anything to keep you here for.
Lumari, why are we keeping them here?
Because
what have they done?
I have learned it many times, in many circumstances, whether or not you want to trust someone. If they decide to leave and tell someone, or someone finds them, asks them questions, or they decide to do something, we are trapped inside of a building that we have no control over. It's not that I don't trust them, it's that I don't trust what's outside the tower. Them, inside here, are a factor we can deal with.
We don't need to deal with them. They're just people.
How about if we just
Pinky promise.
walks over to like the middle of the tower? What if we just make a line right here?
well, that's not very even. There's 7 of us and 2 of you. Dead
We could-
center doesn't make it very even.
There are like
do a
3 other
persuasion check.
floors.
Oh, persuasion?
Yes,
I'm not
but
trying
the
to be
other
persuasive.
The other floors will get cold overnight. Listen.
It's
Listen.
Vaughn.
On the other side of the lift, just give us this half of the room. We will stay over here, we will sleep, and you can have that other side. And we will just keep apart the entire night.
I
No
don't
need
have
to
a
talk to
problem
each
with
other.
that. I look over at everybody else. Like, I do not see the problem here.
Nah.
No, I agree. I don't know why we're making them stay here, but
It's just a little fun to make them nervous.
Love it.
I know that you love tormenting people and playing with them like you're like a little spider on the table, but it's unnecessary. It's making us out like the bad guys.
No, of course not. It's just, I mean, I think we can all say there's a sincere worry that we don't know where you're going after you leave this tower. And it would be unfortunate if it became more of a problem for us to let you go and talk to people and say that you met us here. It's not going to be a problem if we have to let you go, is it?
Of course not. We would just find another place to sleep and continue our travel back to Valakai. That is it.
right, yes, of course. We don't want to remove your tongues.
It would make a mess.
It
Listen.
would make quite a mess, and I couldn't
This
just
is what I'm
clean
saying
it
about
away.
escalation.
I think at this point in the night, if you are okay with it, we should probably just stop talking to each other and stay to our sides. If that is okay, because I am already feeling unsafe, and that just made it a little bit worse.
Yeah, I'm just gonna go to the first floor.
Great.
I apologize for my companions here. I really wish we weren't making you so uncomfortable and we could have had a normal night in here. I really do apologize for this.
I appreciate it. It doesn't change the fact that
No, I get that. No, there's really no coming back for this, and I don't know how to move forward here because
I think the
I
best way
cannot
forward,
speak for this entire group.
just think.
If this weren't anti-magic, I would just cast Calm Emotions.
I'm perfectly calm.
If everything is fine, we're just going to turn in for the night.
Yeah,
It's
hopefully
like-
you put out the fire first.
It's like mid-afternoon, by the way. Well, the fire is on your side, so
Oh, we have to deal with your meal then. All right.
you
Lovely.
can have it.
Ooh.
You can have it. You can have it.
I investigate the food.
It's good. It's fine. It's just food. I mean, they were gonna eat this one. They didn't do anything to it yet.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're poisoners.
They
were.
We don't know they have a poisoner's kit, but they did have one.
They did.
Lumari does.
Yeah.
So you have the
Well,
rest
all right,
of the
let's
day.
all go to sleep, I guess.
Okay. All right. We're gonna fast forward.
Do we offer them food? Yes, no.
I'm fine to offer them food.
I would say I would.
They have
Vote for
they have
yes.
their own like bags
I
that
mean-
are on them, and you can see that they have like rations. It was just that
I will
would've-
give them some of their own food.
great. Okay.
I mean, if we really want to like not do the, I'm gonna whisper to everyone like, I mean, I can still just like cast a holy temple if we just find a nice secluded place. Don't have to deal with any of them. We don't have to worry about the anti-magic. We still won't get scryed on.
I'm open to it.
That would take too much time in a place that is unprotected, which is the problem.
Also, Ezmerelda says that doesn't protect against him teleporting there, right?
He can still destroy the temple if he finds it, right?
Yeah. I don't know if he can teleport in there though. Especially
No.
because I can set a type of being that can't come in.
You can set a type of being that has to make a save to come in, and if they don't
Yeah.
pass, they have like a Bane effect or something like that, or
Mhm.
disadvantage on something.
Yeah.
So not really, but you'll
So,
have
like,
advantage if he does
If
get
we
there.
like if we find a nice secluded place, you know, like it meh.
For clarity, there's a window on this floor.
Correct. There are multiple windows.
And so like our side has a window.
Correct. Yours has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 windows.
Jesus Christ, why are there so many windows?
There's just a bunch. Yeah, I mean,
Natural
some of the
light
windows
for
are just like
wizard
small,
shit,
but
Okay.
you have like 3 normal windows for sure. And
So
then
Nails are expensive.
Lamar's gonna set up next to a window that is size enough for a person to leave a window, but not
Sure.
in the window.
they have another window on their side that is the size of a person. So on their side, so it's up to you.
I just need to know that I have a way out of this building.
Sure.
I hand them their food. I
Great.
set it on the kind of... I hold it out to them, or I set it on the line divide of the room. If they don't come to greet me at the line.
No, they'll come to greet. You weren't
I did
super
threaten to cut
terrifying. You did threaten to cut out their tongues, but at the same time, you
Wasn't
were the
a
one
threat.
perpetrating everything.
It was like
we presented it as an alternative.
Yeah. If they go and
That we
gab,
didn't
their
prefer.
tongues are gonna
Possibility.
get cut out.
Right.
That's a normal threat.
So you hand
if-
over food.
It
Mhm.
is very good. Kudos to the chef, whichever one of the two of you it is.
Luca raises his hand. That's whiskey. Thank you.
Of course. Thank
They
you
take
again
their
for your
bowls.
kindness sharing.
Yeah.
All right, ta.
Of course.
Kai's uncomfortable. She's just hanging out, not next to the windows, because doesn't care for the sun very much. And she's trying to wait this one out and
Okay.
hope things don't get more weird.
Hi, Raiders.
Hi, Raiders.
Oh, hi, Raiders.
We're not threatening people.
Not
That's
anymore. I
nice.
think that's
Just
happening.
possibilities.
Just alternative.
There's nothing interesting in our side of the room to investigate.
Oh, hey, Jim. So
I guess not.
you have an entire long rest ahead. No, there is not. Sorry, my ADHD brain needed to process
You're good.
that question. There is not really much else to investigate here. You could go down the lift. You find pretty much just debris
Mold.
and nothing. Mold
and sadness.
cobwebs, dust, lost dreams, and whatnot.
Oh.
On other floors. And then you have like the golems at the very base. That's about it.
I would ask Ezmerelda, is this what it looked like when he was here? And it seems very...
I never went in. I never even tried to go in. I just kind of looked around and I didn't see his cart. I called out to him and I didn't see him. This was a good guess as to where he would be. So I didn't know that he would be here. I didn't want to even fuck with that door.
No, I understand that he wasn't here when you visited, but he did live here, right? Like, he would have used these rooms. They wouldn't have been
He
left
didn't live
unattended.
here. I just thought that he would have been staying here, if that makes sense. He knows his way around Barovia. He knows
Well,
that this place has anti-magic properties. He knows that that is a boon to him so that he doesn't get found out by Strahd, which is another thing I am starting to wonder is where the fuck is he? Because
Right.
if he's not here, Katya, you said he was here before, right?
He was here last time we were around. Right?
Yes.
He was. Yeah.
And then his cart was also here, which
Yes,
Ezmerelda
his cart was
asks,
out front.
and now it's not.
And no, it is not. Did the tower look all like
Same.
disheveled like this last time
Yeah,
we were here?
pretty much same.
Oh, he was living in it like this. This is
He was
what
living
he was...
in it. This was the floor that he was in.
Yeah. This looks the same as the last time I saw it.
I don't know.
We didn't leave with him though.
No.
Right?
No.
He stayed here.
Correct.
Okay. Yeah. I don't know. We took off and haven't seen him since. But he remained.
Is there anyone other than our Lord that would be particularly interested in him? That would have... I mean, is the most likely chance that he's either fine or he's at the castle?
I mean, there's many people that probably would be involved with trying to get his head, but you know.
But the likelihood of them coming here just to find him, and then not only that, knowing that he was here, and then on top of that, going through his wagon, disarming all of his traps that he has. It's just a lot of very thin probability events.
This would make sense. If from what I know about him, there would be something here if somebody took him. He had to have left this of his own volition, and with his items, there is a missing kurochomane belongings that I would have heard of him. No traps, no gear use. I've heard him, he hunts things. There'd be something that could be reminiscent of that.
Can anyone do some sort of... I'm not much for tracking. Can anyone do anything to try and determine... I know we've disturbed it a bit already, but can anyone try and investigate and see when he may have left? Tracks or...
I can try.
There were tracks outside, or at least there were divots to where his wagon was. There's no longer tracks that I could see, but we could give it a shot. I wouldn't mind trying, but then we would be outside of the tower, and it is already getting a little late.
Perhaps we check in the morning.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I can keep first watch if anybody wants to take a rest.
Question.
Yes.
Would I be able to change my spells since this is an anti-magic field?
Yeah, you would like prepare your spells, so yes, you can change your
Okay.
spells. You're still getting a long rest. You're just not able to cast them in here. Or
Okay.
You're able to cast, but then it just nullifies.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, you can spend a spell slot, but it doesn't do
right,
anything.
exactly.
Basically.
Yeah.
I do find it very funny that artificers don't get the spell Find Traps. It's just
You'd
silly.
think that's kind of your whole thing.
You think that's
Right?
kind of our whole thing?
That seems like it would be your whole thing.
I think we've had this discussion before too.
I know. I always look through my spell list. Not that I could use it in here, but like I always look through my spell list to see if I have it, and I never do. And I'm like, that doesn't seem right.
Especially
Yeah.
like your whole thing is like you made all the traps in.
Yeah.
Right.
Don't know where they
Yeah.
are, but they're
No
there.
clue. No clue
But I
where
made
they
'em.
are.
You know, your job was to build it and move forward, never look back.
Yeah.
So, is there anything that you all would like to do during your long rest?
I
There
guess I'm
is.
gonna take my
Cool.
rest.
If not, we can move through the long rest.
I spent some time crafting.
Okay.
Oh, I can't. I can't do anything because it's all in the portable hole.
Yeah,
You know,
everything's in the hole.
I don't know if you know this, but
What?
go to sleep. I don't know.
There. If the portable hole is open, you get air, right? So technically, you could go find a spot outside and you'd be in a different plane of existence. So he wouldn't really be able to scry on you. But at the same time, that's still
Nah,
risking it from the
doesn't
time that
seem
you're
worth
going out,
it.
going back in. Yeah. So, a long rest. Let's
Lumaria
do
sleeps.
just a few perception checks for people that are going to be keeping watch. I will give whoever, actually, Ezmerelda probably has a kick-ass perception.
Well,
Bonus.
Lamar's gonna sleep. Get the long rest in first, and take this
Cool.
the later watches.
Okay. Then Citron will probably take the first watch.
Okay.
I don't have good perception. I'm happy to take a watch if we need one, but I don't have good perception or insight.
Same.
So
Middle
then,
in the middle
Perception's
somewhere.
fine, but it sounds like we have 3 if Ezmerelda's taking first.
yeah, Ezmerelda
First.
will take first, and then
And then our 2
Citron-
that sleep less.
Yeah. So I guess it'll be Ezmerelda, and then we can do another watch, and then Citron to finish it off. Is that what we were doing?
If we're doing 3 watches, I only need 4 hours, and Lumaria will conk out trance before everyone finishes planning how it's gonna work.
Okay. Okay. First watch goes uneventful. Vaughn, did you say that you were going to be doing a watch?
I can if I need to.
Sure. Go ahead and
Okay.
roll a perception.
Yeah, of course. Do we get our flesh? No, nope, that's only for saves. Bye, never mind.
I can take that watch too and give advantage or help.
That's fine. I got a 21.
Is fine. Yeah. You do about like, midnight. You find that the two Vistani are like trying to pack their things and look around, and then they see you, and then they just put their stuff back down, and then they just try to go back to sleep.
You can leave if you really want to. Just if I figure out you ever say anything, I will find you and I will cut out your tongues. And take your pot too. I don't want to take that from you.
That was here. We don't need it.
Okay, great.
Take it with you anyway.
The chains are probably going to be super loud, so just a heads up on that one.
Shit. That is a good decision, or that is a good question, because
It's fully up to you.
they're gonna like look out the window, see that they're 80 feet above.
I have 50 feet of rope if you need it.
We'll just stay. We'll just stay.
All right.
Go ahead and get some sleep. I don't think that would have ended well. So with that, they stay put. That finishes that watch. We don't even need to roll anymore because they're not going to fucking try again.
The chains, I assume, it's a mechanical mechanism. It's so loud.
Oh, yeah. Because, I mean, like, that alone, like, it's not even, like, mechanical. It's just fucking these giant statues on the first floor that are just pulling these chains down, and it's just loud as fuck. So, the morning comes, you all finish a long rest, and they are still there. However, we're going to go to break. Because we haven't had a break in a really long time since we started. So, we're going to go to break. It's going to be about 15. We're going to give away stuff. I can't remember what it was.
Oh.
It was a long while. Travelogue. It is a drawing and collaborative world-building game about travel. You can build worlds together, region by region, and give them life by creating maps, brochures, and postcards of those places. You can you can converse, roll dice, write and draw, and play together at the table or asynchronously across the world. It'll be on Roll20 if you'd like to join the giveaway. The code for tonight is going to be !allies. So, we will see you all in 15 minutes. Bye, everybody.
Hi.
Hi. We're gonna do our raffle for Travelogue. What the hell happened? Hold on. I need to refresh the page.
Oh no.
Hopefully you'll. Come on. All right, here we go. We're gonna pick the winner. Puppet D. Send you the code.
Yay.
Yay.
Hey,
Okay.
Puppets.
So, I don't want it to get that intense. So, a long rest is had. Luca and Utar, nailed it, are still here.
Totally real names.
They are currently on the other side of the room, and they are just pretty much waiting for the permission to leave. What is it that the Misfits are doing in the morning? Anything?
Nothing particular. I just wanted to point out that it occurred to me over the break that these two would have had to figure out the dance to open up the door.
No, they didn't.
No, they actually claimed the
They went through
scaffolding.
the hole.
They went through the hole?
Yeah,
Yeah,
they failed to do the dance,
boring.
and that's what zapped them.
Exactly.
Silly.
Yeah, no, dance school is pretty tough.
It was. I
is,
did it
truly.
in 2 seconds.
When given the chance to sit it out or dance, I hope you dance. You know?
Mm-hmm.
Just dance.
Step up.
Gonna be okay. That I do.
Step it up. Step it up too.
So
That's what we're doing
So
this
anyway,
morning.
we're just
everybody's dancing.
singing to
Incredible.
each other.
All right, that's how Citron prepares.
We start the morning with a silent disco every day.
I mean, I bet the mood is miserable
Just
in the morning because it's been a full like 8 hours of no magic.
Yeah. Everyone's creaky and dusty.
Just
Yeah,
like-
that's Citron right now. Like Citron's just trying to entertain himself.
So good. I love it. All right. Well, moving things along. As long as I continue to say things that you agree with, let me know if you disagree. But the morning goes. You prepare your spells. You ready yourselves for travel. Everyone makes it to the base of the tower, including Luca and Otar.
Are we leaving the tower immediately?
That is up to you. That's where we're. Yeah, I guess it is an open discussion. I just wanted to see what everybody was thinking.
I see.
Yeah.
I see no reason to leave immediately, but also I would love to keep a scope on them from high up.
Okay.
You know, they stay
We
with
can let
us for
them
a little
leave
bit.
first, I guess, but I don't have any reason to stay.
Okay, so just so I'm aware, Luca and Otar are going down the lift and leaving. And then you guys are just kind of keeping an eye on them and staying in the tower.
I guess.
I guess so.
Okay.
As they leave,
All right.
Lumaria's gonna be like, "Hey, Luca, I miss you already."
Oh, right. They would have gone for their bag.
Yeah.
Forgot about that. Yeah. Okay, so just few steps before, they open up the drawer, finding that the bag is not there.
Nobody notices this, I assume. Like they're just
Right.
packing. Lumaria might.
Looks to Katya. Do you mind if I talk to you for a second?
No, I suppose not. What's up?
Kind of like moves you away from everyone.
I like look around at everybody else and shuffle over.
It seems like somebody has taken our bag that we had in the desk.
In that desk over there. What sort of things were in your bag?
A few traveling supplies. I can't remember all of the items exactly, but a few things.
I like. And where was it before?
It was in that drawer there.
I'll go over and like rummage through the
if-
drawer.
If I'm
See if
being completely honest, I think it might have been the one with the serrated blade. They had been looking at the drawer before. Listen, I
Okay.
don't want to make a big problem out of this. I just want to...
Listen, I don't know what happened. I'm just checking around before we jump to conclusions. I'm just putting
Okay.
some fresh eyes on things.
Okay.
I'm gonna open up the drawer and rummage around a little bit
The drawer is not
See if
big. There is no bag there. Yeah.
and like I don't know, look around just like around the area behind shit, just
Sure,
like
sure,
checking
sure.
around, making a big show of like looking around and checking that it's not, it didn't get like moved somewhere.
Most definitely no bag. Yeah.
Walk over to Lumari. Excuse me, Lumari.
I did, yes.
You didn't happen to see this traveler's bag anywhere, did you?
Well, they showed it to me during the conversation.
They did what?
They showed me the bag.
They what?
They showed it to me.
They showed it?
Yeah, I was looking for something, and then I found a drawer, and they were like, don't open it. And I was like, why? And then they showed me there was a bag. And so, to answer your question, I have seen their bag. Perhaps if that is the one you're talking about, at least.
And do you have this bag in your possession right now?
Do I have the bag? No. Do I have the things that were in the bag? Why?
Okay, I'm going to assume you have these things because they are looking for their things so that they can leave.
Oh, don't worry. They don't need those things to leave.
No, but they want to take the things that belong to them.
No, it does not belong to them. We made the agreement. They said we will have no problem, so we will leave to our own business from this point onwards. And they agreed. So from that moment, I had their stuff already, which means it belongs to me.
Your Honor, that is true. You can check the tape.
Roll it back. Objection.
I noted it
Leading
in the
the
moment.
witness. Oh, it's so good.
This is now an Ace Attorney RPG.
I think that this is a extreme bending of a social contract, frankly. And I think that you know that's not how it works, but you are going with it anyway because it benefits you.
Yeah, so you understand exactly what's happening, so we can move on.
Okay, great. Well, I can move on, but I don't think they are going to move on.
Okay, fine.
And look over there, like, they are trying to get their things and leaves, and I don't know if they are going to drop it, and I am trying to get this situation to move along as peacefully as possible.
Terrified. Terrified right now, because this is how...
Okay, fine. I will do the right thing, okay?
What do you consider to be the right thing before we agree that it is the right thing?
Well, I did perhaps maybe take some of their gold, and I will give that back.
Okay, good. That's a good start. What else did you take?
Well, the rest of it I am borrowing indefinitely.
Okay. Could I borrow these things from you?
Once they leave, by all means.
Okay, great. Would you kindly step outside for a few moments?
No, I mean...
No, they will leave, and then you will lend the things to me, and then I will go through them, and I will lend the things to them.
Okay, hold on.
Get down in the mud with us, Katya. Get down in the mud.
Okay, Luca, Olta. Okay, listen, friends, buddies. Here is 6 gold. I understand that you are looking for some things, so I believe that this will help you find your way moving forward.
Quick check. Are you trying to be intimidating?
No, I'm honestly giving them their 5 gold plus 1 extra.
It's great because definitely intimidated still. So they take it, look to each other, and question whether it's worth saying anything else.
I have a question.
Yes.
It's been a few years since I've had to buy anything. How much gold do I have?
Yeah, same.
I don't know.
I have 0 gold.
Would I have any?
Probably.
Okay, great. Then I'm just gonna walk up to them and hand them like 10 more gold and be like, "Is this enough to make this stop being a problem?"
Yes, that is well.
Listen,
that is good. Yes.
I like pat them both on the shoulder and I'm like, I'm truly so sorry for what has happened in this tower today. I really tried to avoid this situation, but if we can just move on peacefully with the rest of our lives, it would mean a great deal to me.
I just would like to make it known that I am not sorry for anything.
No, of course you're not, Lumaria. We all know that. We all understand where you stand with these people.
It is fine. If you are all okay with it, we will just leave.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
Yes.
Do you want?
Yes, please.
Can can your silence be bought? I mean, we can give you more gold. I take out a little thing and I hand them 20 gold.
Why are you if you have that, hold on to that. No, wait.
Okay.
It is not
Go ahead
out
and
of
do a
generosity.
persuasion. Or, intimidation? I don't know. I never know with Beatrice.
Gray area. 18.
Persuasion.
Okay. Well, I was willing to take 10 and leave, but with 20...
Now you leave 20 gladly.
There were some healing potions in there, so...
I don't know about all that. You told us you sold most things, so I don't know what you're talking about, right?
I said most things we sold. Listen, if you're trying to buy our silence, that's what this is. 100?
I'm going to intimidate them.
100.
Incredible! What are you doing?
Oh, they're
Oh,
ambitious.
God,
They're
my
pushing their luck
intimidation.
for sure.
I have a +0 to intimidate. I was just going to say, fuck off.
Can I?
We can leave.
I'd love to intimidate them.
I actually want to intimidate them too.
Oh my god, let's go. Okay.
Just a triple,
think that-
Tides are
triple
turning.
intimidation check.
I do think I just, again, rise again from behind them and be like,
Need I remind you of your tongues?
and all.
Katya
Oh,
is
nice.
looking at them with her back turned to the rest of her party, bares her fangs, and says, "Do not push your luck. I am trying to get you out of here."
I need some new body parts.
All right, we're just going to leave. Okay. Thank you for everything. Thanks for the extra gold. Goodbye, everyone.
I'll take
All
my
right.
gold
It
back.
was lovely to meet you.
Just let them leave, Citron.
They're lucky.
Ah,
I was going to
fine.
leave them with a mark. That way, if they try to do anything, they would die painfully. But we'll let them be.
Let's just let them go.
If anything, we've
Real
done
quick,
them a
real quick.
favor. All we did was make them honest folk who actually were merchants selling wares. If anything, at least they're not liars anymore.
Why'd you lean in so intently?
Ezmerelda has a brand of castigation where she always knows the direction of the branded creature.
Oh my god.
Oh my
They
God.
can't
Esmeralda
teleport.
works with me.
I think she'll just right before they leave, just nick one of them
Hmm.
and then brand
Esmeralda, no,
them.
that's like a fifth of their hit points.
I was going to poke him with a sword that lets him not heal just to be sure, but we'll let them be.
Yeah, she'll just. That will stay. There's like this brand, this like. How? Oh shit! We're in the tower. Okay, so this would
Oh,
have to
yeah,
be
she
like
can't do
outside.
them.
Oh,
She
right.
can't go outside. So as everybody is leaving, she like grabs onto Luca and says, "Just for assurance," nicks him, and then that's when the brand hops up onto his hand, just completely takes over it, like these geometric sigils, and then it burns in and becomes this black mark on his hand. This is just to make sure that you are not doing something against us. I will know where you are, so be careful. Understood. Okay, we're just going to go. That good? Good. Are we all good?
Please go.
We can leave with our gold.
Please,
You, great.
Please just go.
They
Please
they
just-
turn around and they start like
please
fast
just
walking away.
go.
Vamos.
fast walking away.
How many times do I have to give these people an out of this place? Go.
I can't believe they tried to take my healing potions. The
So
audacity.
We are literally going to a town full of people that we can thieve from and commit violence against. Could you not hold yourself back for
Yeah, but
one day?
Would they have healing potions, though? I mean,
I-
I wouldn't say those
probably.
are necessarily common.
Listen,
Probably.
I have a rule. If I'm going to deal with someone and they are going to obscure what they do, particularly as a merchant, then they lose rights to maintain their possessions.
Is this a new rule?
No, that's the rule of piracy.
Oh.
That tracks.
That
We actually
does make
typically
sense,
only
I
steal
suppose.
from people who are dishonest. If you're an honest merchant, then we leave you be.
That's fair. Fair. Shouldn't get so upset.
No, be upset. It is good. It means that you are as I say, human in some way. You have heart. You have remaining compassion.
It is nice to hear that. Thank you.
So now that
Kind thing
we
to say.
got rid of these thieves who tried to steal my goods, what is the plan moving forward?
On our way to Valakai then?
I believe the plan is Valakai, yes.
Oh,
To
they just
do-
walked the same way. Now we're going to be walking the same way as them. We just
No,
said
we'll-
goodbye.
We'll beat them there.
Well, I can teleport us
Ah,
to
Sorsha.
outside of the... Hi everyone. I'm still here. I don't talk much,
Yeah,
but I'm still here.
Oh, glad you weren't involved in the crimes we
Yes,
just committed,
I
Sorsha.
I was just being
Coulda
quiet.
used
I
her
didn't want to
backup.
say anything about, the killing and all of that. Anywho, I have a teleportation that we can do where we walk through the trees and we can just show up next to Valakai. We would get there days before them, so it won't be awkward or anything.
Okay, so
days.
Gonna be super awkward if they show up and we're already there.
it makes it
Funny
better.
though.
I just
Ezmerelda says, well, that one can't teleport, so if they try, not going to work.
So I just want to make sure that I understand the steps we are going to take. So first we go to Velaki, yes?
Mm-hmm.
And in Velaki we are going to
Find my mother, save Leyland and Aurora, possibly overthrow Lady Voctor, find some body parts, loot as much as we can.
or invite your
Um,
mother to do what?
Your mother's at the Valakai?
Are we killing
Oh.
your mother?
No, we're not. We've done that.
But
We've done that one already.
We find.
No, see, this is what I mean.
She's at
You've clarified.
Valakai, though.
I
Even though we
apparently have a mother
killed
that
her?
is not Babala Saga, and apparently she is within Valakai.
Oh. Well, okay. Good to know. We
Okay.
can look out
It would
for
be
her.
an adventure that I would like to explore.
Find your
Do
mother.
you have any other leads other than her
No, I
residing
didn't
in
make a
Valakai?
deal with the evil man.
That's not what I asked.
It's
the only reason I know she's
make
there.
a deal with him.
Okay.
You wanted me to lead that scrawny man that was back in Arginvoshtal to Valakai.
Okay. See?
But anyway, that's our plan, right? We go to Valakai,
Find your
save
mother.
Leyland and Aurora, maybe find my mother if it's convenient and not a hassle to everyone else, which sounds like it is, so it's not a problem.
I mean, we've got several weeks to spare, so
Wait. Leyland Aurora. Whom?
The werewolves?
Yes.
The reason we went to the werewolf den.
Yes.
Leyland is a good friend of ours.
Leyland
Okay.
the werewolf.
And you said
Aurora.
something about Lady who?
Voctor?
Voctor.
We're killing her.
Potentially. Could be fun.
Probably, yes. She has whipped the town into a frenzy of a cult and taken over power after we assaulted the previous burgomaster.
Okay, so we take Wagner, I consume her essence, we move on to the next. What is after that?
Actually, this is a good point. I've been meaning to bring this up. So we have an invitation to the wedding, which would get us into the castle. But that is several weeks away. So our options are wait, take the invitation, and have easy entry into the castle, or we go early before the wedding and we storm the castle. Fight our way in. Which one of these options do we like better?
I mean, I would like to storm in, but I do believe the wedding is technically the my crewmates would call it a smarter option.
Right. We have the smarter, maybe, option, but the wedding could also be a trap, luring us in, bringing us into his domain.
He does
Mother.
love a feast for an occasion.
You know,
Yes,
he
he's
did
too
it-
much. narcissist egomaniac to use a whole wedding to trap us. He is too self-important.
He is petty. I wouldn't put it that far past it.
I think that the Tatiana is too important to him for it to necessarily be fully a trap. There would definitely be traps in play.
So, we use the invitation.
And then we have a few weeks.
It is an easy way into the castle. Who knows how hard it would be if we didn't take the invitation? Says Ezmerelda.
And I'm letting you
I heard there's very good traps there.
And I planned weddings. He is going to be very preoccupied soon.
Not
Well, I feel like he
enough to
probably
chase
has
us
some
down.
people to do that for him.
They're not going to do it right for him.
I guess my question would be, I think, is there anything, what do we gain in either circumstance? If we go before the wedding, con, can't get in necessarily easily. Pro, moment of surprise. But what is that advantage other than us just being there? We need to do something. Going at the time of the wedding, open invite, we can get in easily, presumably. Con, possibly a trap. Pro, more time to plan if we have some sort of idea of action to set in motion like we did previously with shattering the heart.
I also would like it to be known that I suggested storming earlier, and collectively we decided that I was wrong, that we should not do that.
Well, you did suggest it right after we had been through a ringer.
Well, we were all almost dead, yes.
We should gather forces during this time.
So you say the gathering forces. I have seen this attempt, but unless we have a unification, it does not matter. Too many people are scared of Sora. Who is going to be willing to not only work with us, but also not be so
Everyone
self-absorbed and not
back
be in
at
charge?
Arkenvostolt.
Is going to
Everyone back
follow-
there. So that's a good...
The
Oh,
werewolves,
us.
potentially, if we go rescue them.
See, it's who's going to lead them. I understand what you're saying about these allies, but allies, no matter who they are, if they do not have a captain, it will fall apart quickly. Strahd has a unified tyranny. That means all that follow him follow his malicious intent. Doesn't matter if there's a unified front, if there's not a spearhead.
Then we can be the spearhead.
You and her can't even get along for longer than a day.
They're not fighting right now.
We're doing great
Yeah,
right now.
it's been a day. Yeah.
So you're essentially asking for somebody to be the captain of this.
If there is no captain, then the ship sinks. That is inevitable.
Well, I would say that whoever is, I think it might be most useful to elect a captain per faction. So, for instance, Citron has the best connection with Arkenvostolt. I think it makes sense that they would report to him if we are able to elicit their help. Whereas Sorsha has the best connection with the Marikar. She would be the point person for that faction if they were able to be a part of this.
Also,
I don't know.
the druids from Moonshade, I can ask them for help.
Certainly.
Yes.
Who else is at a disposal? I guess Ezmerelda, would the Vistani be invested in help? And who else do we have at our aid? I
That
don't have many
is-
friends.
That is a non-starter. The Vistani is a long story, but the Vistani once helped Strahd, and there is this neutrality between the two of them. They would never break that just because of a group of people saying to go and attack him.
If we get Leyland and Aurora, Leyland could lead the werewolves to aid us as well. She is one of us.
What's left of them?
What is left of them, whatever that may be. Regardless, Leyland will be there. She will insist upon it.
What? Now, we're talking about factions. We're talking about... I think all of us have a smattering of battle experience in whether official or non-official means. I guess the question is, when you're planning if we're to look at this as, what kind of battle is this? Is this a siege? Is this a covert insurrection? What is the approach here? Because if it's a siege, then yes, we need as many forces as possible. But if we're not interested in that,
Yes, if we take the invite and enter the castle that way, how are we expected to get all these extra people in
This
to help
is
us?
what I mean.
Well, having
The-
somebody on the inside could help people get on the inside as well. I know that there is a bridge that needs to come down if anybody wants to get to the other side. There is a giant chasm that splits between the road and Castle Ravenloft's grounds, so having someone on the inside to bring that down would be useful. And
So-
if we're there for a wedding,
Yeah, if we are in some way some sort of interior Strahd force, the idea of using these accessory factions to create some sort of mass distraction during the ceremony whenever we're doing something more
Well,
insidious could be a good idea.
did we decide if there was a big tree around Castle Ravenloft? A tree sized for tree
not
stride?
on the grounds of Castle Ravenloft, but there was like a nearby like foresty area. If I remember
Nah, that I don't
correctly.
care about. I care about one in the garden. I don't care about one near-ish, by-ish.
Yeah, nothing up there is like alive. So
So, this is why I wanted to ensure that we have a plan. Because I understand we have ambitions, but if we do not plan accordingly, Strahd is a tactician at the end of the day. And the more we spend time flailing, trying to either get allies, do this, do that, Strahd is preparing an ironclad defense. And it doesn't matter. The longer we try to find allies, the more allies we lose in time if we do not have clarity in our approach.
Right, which is why we have 3 weeks to figure it
So-
out.
I think one of the biggest questions that we need to answer is: are we going to do a siege or are we going to the wedding? That is
I
the
don't
biggest
do it.
answer.
They're not mutually exclusive. I think
This is true.
if we go into the palace as part of the wedding party and then have allies arrive and cause essentially a mass distraction that draws out the accessory forces, leaving us to just deal with Strahd as opposed to Strahd and every other vampire in the place. A
How
little
are we
bit of
going to
A and
get?
B.
How are we going to get so many people so close to the castle without them knowing? Though that's
That's what I'm wondering too.
I
We're
can
go-
lower the bridge.
I have a slightly insane idea.
I like
All of
this.
our
Can a
best plans have
Beatrice,
been-
can a tree fit in that hole of yours?
A short one.
Could a tree the size to travel for people to travel through fit in that hole?
If
Johnny.
it just has to be wide. So a 10 and the
Johnny?
hole is 10 foot by 10 foot. So
I will walk a tree into the portable hole, and then we can walk it out into the grounds of Castle Ravenloft, and then we can tree stride an entire army into its grounds if we need to.
I know the forest speaker. The forest speaker would have some sort of magic similar to that, so I wouldn't have to do anything. I know how to make trees as well.
how quickly
I could just
could you
make one on the grounds of Castle
That-
Ravenloft. But the thing is that they need to have seen it and touched it, know where it is. What they need to know the tree before
you
they're
can
able
cast
to
it.
walk through it. But I
If
can
you-
create the tree,
Right.
and I can have them stride. They could stride through,
Yeah.
and then just turn around and do it the same way. And that opens up the. They could be anywhere. They don't even need to be next to Castle Ravenloft.
True. So we can get at least the druids there.
So then, is that where everyone is
Well-
going to meet up?
If we congregate everyone there, the druids, the werewolves, the soldiers of Arcane-Voshalt, they could all run through the thing, provided they have approximately 6 seconds to get through the hole.
That is what's going to be. I know that the forest speaker is a more powerful druid than me, but maybe I know I can do that maybe 3 times, twice. Forgot 6th level is only 1.
Wait, so we're bringing a tree into Castle Ravenloft.
Sorsha's growing a tree in Castle
I would grow a
Ravenloft.
tree. Yeah.
If we
Well-
really wanted to, we could then make the tree presumably walk around.
Okay. But
If we want to go crazy.
we had the idea to put it in the portable hole. No, was that not on the table anymore?
I don't know if that'll work. Johnny never answered my question.
Would that work?
Well, the portable hole is only like a 10-foot like cylinder,
Space.
I think is what it is.
So
But,
what
like,
if we got a...
it would not be a tree big enough to do transport via plants with.
Okay.
Unless it was like a really fat tree.
Unless you could
What if
do
it was
a
a
large
fat
and
tree?
reduce, but even then that's going to be like really risky because I think that's only a minute.
Can you like druid craft a tree bigger?
Not with the druid
No,
craft.
Yeah, druidcraft
druid
is
craft?
not that powerful. You can make like a flower, but you can't make like a tree.
Things
Okay.
like plant.
I just
growth
thought you
can
could
do
just
something
like,
that.
squash and stretch a tree. Okay, so we could.
We
We
have
can-
an option to get people in
We have-
without needling it down onto like the specifics of like the spell.
Yes.
Does that generally sound like something we want to do? Where during the
It's a good
ceremony
plan.
we're all inside or on the grounds by invitation, and then these
That's-
other parties are smuggled in for some sort of attack.
I mean, do we try to eliminate anyone before the ceremony as well? Any
I gesture
If-
to Katya. Mothers.
Right.
Well,
I mean, during or before, whenever we have the chance, I'm going to take it.
As soon as we take a violent action,
That is what I
any
was going to
amnesty
say.
we have will
Right.
be
Yes.
cut.
Oh, wow.
I believe that Strahd thinks that he is an honorable man. I even believe that he might not do anything when we go there, but as soon as we do something, we are no longer invited.
So we'll have to
Listen.
pick our moment carefully to strike.
And our first move carefully.
Right.
All I need is to find Strahd.
Is it that simple of just finding Strahd?
For
Well,
me,
Strahd will be
Fine.
very
Finding him and just killing him?
present.
killing
Ah.
him is not the problem. Finding him is my issue.
So, my thought, and I might be a little delicate, is that his biggest vulnerability is Tatiana, or Irina, whatever we want to call her. I am aware that there has been some delay in the palace around her. She seems to be resistant to certain preparations they're doing for the wedding, which is interesting. I do not know her exact condition, but she is a weak point that could be exploited. I think that's maybe possibly isolating her, I think she is a very powerful tool for controlling Strahd's behavior during whatever the encounter is.
Could we throw her backward through the tree?
We'd have to get out of the tree.
To get
I
the tree to her.
I could take her. If that's the case, I have a small trick that lets me go a few hundred feet anywhere I wish to be.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of the palace because I know it the best out of anybody. And I guess we have two options, at least of us. We have two options in terms of this tree. Is it mass chaos, dump the tree in the middle of the ceremony, hundreds of people pour through? Or is it put
Does sound
that
like
somewhere
fun.
on the grounds and then
Right.
draw forces out of the ceremony?
Lumaria
Right.
objects to the inner chaos.
Yeah, that would be fucking wild.
That
but
would
it
be a slaughter.
that is such a cool like picture, but I just don't know how well that would work in practical sense.
I don't know. I
be
think
so cool.
there's I don't know if we're going to be able to hammer out these. There's so many details of this, of specifics. But I think the thing to know is like, what is the general plan?
As
We are-
Lumaria does this
yeah.
thing again, being like, okay, so we sort everything we'll need to, and the goal, I think, based on what I've understood, is we will set the tree in the grounds so that forces have to come to the outside to defend, which would limit the amount of forces we have to deal with on the inside. And then we do what we need to with who we have to continue causing mayhem and deal with our problem. I do not think we should bring the forces inside. There is too much that Strahd can control inside. Too much friendly fire opportunities, too much close corridors, too large of space. But we draw things away, we move freely.
Valid. I'm trying to think of other pressure points in the palace that we need. Obviously, the heart, which we
The
targeted
heart.
previously.
Is there a
Obvious.
point to going back to it and destroying it?
I don't know exactly what it does, but I know he's very protective of it. I think the two things he's probably most protective of in the entire damn palace are Irina and that heart.
DM, is the heart a thing that I would have been like briefed on as a concept to like be aware of how it works?
You would have known that there is a connection between his life force and that heart. There is a piece of him literally in that. So if destroying that also destroys part of him. So that is definitely a thing that needs to be done. However, you do know that Strahd can choose to just not get hurt and just transfer the damage over to the Heart of Sorrow. He can just decide to do that.
Yeah.
So you don't technically need to go, but in the final fight, if you don't go there, he's gonna be a little bit more powerful.
And it's
So there's
technically
that.
damaged right now, right? I don't know what the healing factor on that thing is.
That's what we don't know.
Yeah.
So, Lumaria
Beatrice would know that
go ahead.
there's some sort of a healing factor on it.
So I will reveal anything I know about the heart on how it's supposed to work based on what I've been taught about it.
So we have a couple things to play with. We know we can get a mass of people in. There's also the Modikovs who have an ability to get there via flat that nobody is totally aware of. We had great success with getting one of them up to that tower previously. And then we have essentially two magnets for Strahd, three magnets we're creating. A mass of people, the heart which exists in Irina. We can't move the heart. We could potentially move Irina.
And I will say, if I can get put near the heart, it becomes something I can deal with. That heart can't regenerate if I strike it.
Also with knowing you don't have an invitation. Who of us does? I do. Katya
The
does.
three of us. I think Sorsha got one.
Sorsha did, and
Ezmerelda?
Ezmerelda did. I think she did, but I
Think
can't
so.
remember.
I think she was there.
I'll look back at my notes.
Leyland did as well.
Leyland did as well.
And Arxis did.
Right.
Arxis as well.
I'm technically
his-
still a
does
total
his-
mystery to Strahd.
Yeah. Does his invite transfer? Do
Not
we, like-
anymore, but you definitely were. Now he knows to be fucking careful around you, because, you guys were like fucking his shit up.
Do we definitely have +1s? I know I've asked this question before, but I do not remember the answer.
Don't think that there was a +1 on there.
I don't think Strahd would willingly let Citron through the gate.
Okay, so we may have to just use the tree method for half of our party rather than an army of people,
Well,
at the very least.
both.
Perhaps both, yes.
I mean, Citron can go in the portable hole and
Right.
get carried through that way since you don't breathe.
Very true.
Lumaria, I presume you have to breathe.
Only a little bit.
As for myself, I don't really know.
We haven't tested it.
I don't think
It's-
Strahd will tell me not to come. I'll tell him who invited me. He might be curious as to that.
Is there any way that you can change your appearance?
Could you look like Oxus?
I don't know if
Oxus,
he's-
we have a spare invite for Oxus.
I don't know if he's going to
Also,
fall
the
for
fact
that.
that
he
Arxis
does
is
know that
fucking-
Arxis is dead.
Oh, and people never come back in Barovia?
But he
People
took
just
his
stay
body
in their
with him. He would
graves?
know where his body is at.
I
Oh,
would
you-
I can change how I look if I need to. I don't usually like doing it.
Maybe
Well,
maybe
what-
you can be Leyland.
That's the other option would be like, would we rather, we could Leyland trade that for somebody else going in.
I don't think
she
she's
could
gonna
be
go.
with. I mean, if we're trying to stay
If
together,
she's leading the werewolves.
Yeah.
she could
Like
be
she could
with.
come in, just not with us.
Right. That's what I'm thinking. They could all just be at Moonshade, waiting for us to. If this is something that we need to do, if this is something that we are going to do, we need to do this quickly because
We need to start moving people now.
traveling to Moonshade is going to be a long time unless I'm there and I am helping people to travel. So
And right
Well,
now, we don't even know if we have werewolves.
Right.
right.
So the only people who have to be at Moonshade to get in, though, are the werewolves. Technically, the Mardikovs, if we're using them, can fly.
The werewolves and the druids.
So the werewolves and the druids. Anyone else traveling on foot that would want with us that doesn't have an invite?
We don't have any
Other
other
than me
friends.
and the Argynvost folk.
Oh
No,
yeah,
our
because-
Argynvost folk,
Oh yeah, them. And
they would definitely need to go.
we could try talking to the Vistani and see if they want to join in too. I think we brought that up.
Frankly, that's a lot of people already. I'm not even sure we'll be able to get all of them in. And the
It's,
Vistani will be like a whole effort to go get them, right?
Yeah.
Ezmerelda is also Vistani, and she just says, I just don't. I see that being fruitless. I think it's a waste of time, to be completely honest. Now that we have all of these plans in place, I don't think that we should waste our time.
Trust your judgment on it.
Okay, so Citron can be in the portable hole. Either Vaughn or Lumaria can go as what's her name? Leyland. That's one more of our immediate party. I mean, if Sorsha's at Moonshade, one of our live play people could also go as Sorsha. Because you guys both have an ability to disguise yourself, don't you?
I could just turn into an animal too and go with you. I could just be a bird. Because I need to be there if I'm going to make a tree. Also, we
Yes.
would need to have the forest speaker with us because she would need to be able to see the tree, go through the tree, and then open up another tree so that everybody
But
can
that's
through.
forgive my understanding of your spell. You probably know better than I. But doesn't it? If you were to cast it just you on that tree, it would still open the portal to the tree that everyone else can see, and they can still move through it. Is
Ooh,
my
that's a good
understanding
question.
of how the
You
tree
don't have to be
stride
on
spell.
the-
Yeah, you don't have to be there. You can open it on the other side. People can come through because it's a door.
It's a two-way door. You don't have
Yeah.
to be on the departing side.
You don't need a key card on both sides.
Yeah. That's my.
For the duration, any creature can step into the target plant and exit from the destination plant by 5 feet of movement. So
Okay.
It's a
it is a one-way
one-way
street. Yeah.
That's
Which-
annoying.
That is a benefit of the what was I gonna say? Of the putting it in the portable hole is that we can make the tree, put it in the portable hole, transport it to the castle. But if it doesn't fit in the portable hole, then that just doesn't work.
I guess I could. I mean,
Mangrove trees are short and fat.
Could we?
I could
Okay.
do.
Could we make a tree? Show it to all of the Moonshade druids so that all of them can cast the spell for
I don't
it
think
too.
all of them can cast 6th-level spells.
I don't know.
But,
They seem
I mean,
pretty
the only
strong.
one that the only one that we would need to really show would be the forest speaker because she would be the
Well,
one
sure,
that would
choose,
be
you know.
transporting everyone.
And
Get
does
every
it-
bit we can, all the help we
I-
can get. Put
I
it in the
guess
hole.
That would work because then I wouldn't have to use it again.
Yeah, just
I
to
could
like
keep that
extend the
6th level
window,
spell.
get more people through, right?
And does you have to make the whole full-grown tree? Can you make it like a little tree?
Well, no,
and
yeah,
then
we make
it
we get a
grow?
little tree. We show it to her, to the forest speaker. We put it in the hole. We cast enlarge on it in the
You plant growth the tree to make it a bigger tree. It's still known as the same tree.
This
Right.
is what I'm saying. Yes.
I think maybe it would take
Both both
two
trees
plant
must be
growths.
living and at least the same size as you.
Oh, well,
Is
yeah,
the-
like somebody that's
Oh,
okay.
wait, it just has to be the same size as a person. A person-sized tree would definitely fit in the hole.
I
And
feel
this
like
is tree
the
stride. This is not
trunk-
transport via plants.
I think it would need to be like a trunk size. Like,
Does
of
it
a
have to
human.
be? Could it?
It's a
Could we
larger,
cut off
larger
the trunk
inanimate
at
plant.
6 feet? Does it have to
So-
be? Does it have to be a live tree?
Larger inanimate plant.
Can we just get a stump?
Yeah.
We just gotta get something and make it grow.
You know?
Which
I just
can
don't know
do.
the rules on enlarge reducer.
Yeah, we can enlarge it or plant growth
reduce
it.
might work, and then I can do plant growth, and then it should be
That's what I'm
good
saying.
for that minute.
It only needs a minute.
Planning.
So
Honestly, this discussion is like long overdue.
This is why we're having it now. This is why I'm bringing it up.
Yeah.
because I'm like, okay, we're going to Velaki, we
Yeah,
do this, but
I'm-
then we gotta go to Druids. And I only say this because I learned how long it takes to travel to places. We can't
Yeah.
waste those 3 weeks.
No, this
No, I
this
agree.
place is huge.
Also,
Like-
this is the tower is the best place for us to have this conversation because nobody
Yeah.
can hear us.
I was thinking about that. I was like, damn, they're in the tower.
Yeah.
Nobody can hear us while we're talking in here.
Haha.
Lamari's
fuck
like,
you,
this is where we figure it out.
Yeah,
And we
makes a
never
lot of
speak
sense.
about the plan until it's time.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I like that.
think
Lock it in.
generally, I know we're figuring out the logistics, but we figure out a way where Sorsha gets a tree in the portable hole, whether it needs to be enlarged, reduced, or whatever grown. That Citron in the hole. When we go, somebody is disguised as Leyland. Somebody is disguised as Sorsha. Sorsha is disguised as an animal. That gets us all into the palace as part of the wedding.
Yep.
During the wedding, at a yet to be determined moment, we summon the force outside to draw out forces. We also do a simultaneous attack on the heart and Irina.
You gotta do something with Irina.
I feel like Irina, he's going to go for Irina. Like, if it's between the heart and Irina, he's going to protect her.
I think if we target Irina, he will lose a lot of sense of tactic. Because
agree.
he will just go kind of, "Grr,"
Yeah.
you know?
And
My
for them,
wife.
you're not
We get him
saying-
angry.
You're not saying kill her, right? You're saying get her away.
I didn't specify.
Preferably not kill her,
I know Katya would prefer the not kill her route of it.
if at all possible.
Because if I kill her, then she can't be reincarnated.
Oh.
Sure, my understanding is that she potentially can't be anyway. It wasn't her soul. What did...
That was
Sergei
the
said.
conclusion that you came to, was
Yeah.
that her soul was most likely gone, and she's just a shell at this point.
Because...
Oh, she's not even left.
yeah,
Oh,
because they
that's
took
right.
her to the fountain
Sergei took, yeah, exactly.
with my brother.
right.
I stab?
Certainly. Hopefully.
I mean, that's probably the complication that they're having, is that she doesn't have the soul that Strahd wants.
Yeah.
Sucks for him.
I'm saying maybe he'll hire me to do the ceremony?
I still think it's a fun idea of we interrupt the ceremony by performing our own ceremony and ruining his wedding that way.
We've already had our own wedding. Do you want to, like...
Oh, we
Sorsha can renew her
propose to
vows.
someone, like, in the middle of it,
Oh, during
or
the middle
announce
of
a
it?
pregnancy.
Oh, that's so rude.
then that would just take all the attention off of them.
We do an I object.
Yeah.
Love and I object. So much fun.
But
So,
So that-
formally, we sort out the tree, we go to Velaki, we do some saving, we pick up some druids, maybe some werewolves if things go well. We tell some undead religious people to help us, and then we go to a wedding.
Mm-hmm. The things that have to start moving now is a bunch of people need to move to Moonshade. I have a question about the ceremony. Do I know,
what room that would be in?
well, not room, but I was going to say, like, theoretically, I knew a little bit about Strahd's marital practice in terms of, like, what a wedding would look like. Does he go for the whole, like, groom doesn't see the bride before the ceremony thing? Like, is there a reason
I
he...
haven't decided that.
Like, would he be intentionally? I mean, she'd still be protected, but is there a world in which he'd be like isolated from her in like the day leading up to the ceremony?
Okay, we We kidnap her. We replace someone disguised self as Irina to
Finally.
pose in for the wedding. We disguise Lumaria as Irina for the wedding, and then
You see
as they
Lumaria
go
being
in,
like,
This rules, actually. We
Um,
finally have our heist.
I would not
You know,
mind being married to him.
Me, the DM, I don't even know if he would. I think the fact that this is
True.
like Irina, like Tatiana, there's a good chance that would happen. Maybe he's trying to go like traditional as possible because
This
this
is the feeling
is the
I
big,
got. Yeah.
this is the big like wedding. But at the same time, I can see him. I mean, with the struggles that he's been having, he might be next to her the whole time too. I don't know. But to be honest, I don't know the answer to that.
I think he'd want it to be perfect for her.
Right.
I don't think she's the part that really matters in it. It's his idea of her.
Right.
Yeah. I don't know how much I would be able to parse that based on, as somebody who almost got engaged to him, like how much would I know about what he does at a wedding? Like and would I know that what does he care about? Like how much of the ceremony would I be able to like know the beats of?
Yeah. Are they sitting together like picking out like a first dance song?
You know that like the wedding itself, the ceremony is most likely going to be in the chapel, which
Right.
is on the first floor. It's like front door, hall, chapel. So it's just one straight shot directly to the chapel. As far as the after all of that, like he would probably take everybody to maybe the throne room, where there's a large hall for people to gather and do stuff. Outside of that, beforehand, yeah, I'd have to think about it because
That's fine.
I can see it. There are things happening in behind the scenes that are making me kind of hesitant on, yes, he would leave her alone. So your best guess is probably that he would probably be traditional and leave Irina alone, but you're not 100%.
Right.
I think
assume that,
that's
like,
where Beatrice would be.
I think I'm assuming that reverend that I heard about visiting the castle would never leave her side. Like
The
I get
abbot.
the abbot, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then also, what was I gonna say? Oh, he turns all of his like wives, right? So he would be turning Irina at some point. Would that be part of the ceremony? Would that be before the ceremony? What I would probably like that.
Yeah, you would know, because there's also wives that that would happen after the ceremony, because that's
Okay,
when everything is official.
sure.
Yeah.
Okay,
I think it would
I
happen
feel-
like that night.
right.
That makes the most sense.
My general thought is whatever action we take, I do not think we know that ceremonies are powerful. They are a powerful, potentially magical act, depending on who you talk to. I sort of like nod towards Citron. So I think the idea of no matter when we act, we should not let him complete the ceremony with Irina.
Understood.
Okay. Oh, plan sounds good to me. Thank
Right?
you, Captain.
Tip my hat.
We do all that and then we just kill him in the chapel? Quick, easy?
I don't think it's going to be that easy, only because I feel like there is going to be other people there.
I mean, right.
We kills anyone in the way. Works for me.
I mean, we have details to hammer out, certainly, but
But we
I
have
think-
a guideline, yes?
guideline, yeah.
It's there. We just now need the puzzle pieces for it, which means Valakai.
Yes. And I need to make adjustments to my plan, I suppose.
The stabbing plan.
No, the Ember Temple, but I think I can do without. It was key in my plan, but I think you guys are doing.
Actually, as much as I hate this and have avoided it, I could use some of the riches from the Amber Temple to get some really useful spells. I've got one that'll really up our health, and
But this is under the assumption that what you need we can find in there. Along with the fact that the Ember Temple is fucking dangerous. Take it from all of us. We've been in there.
Yes, it is the assumption that we can get in and grab it safely.
I mean, we know the person that is in there, the two people that are running it, but there is no guarantee that they are going to allow us to go in, especially with another two people.
well, do we know anywhere where I could
three
find
with Sorsha.
some diamonds, etc.? Can we find
We
that in
can see
Vallaki?
what Lady Voctor's holding on to.
Lady
If
Voctor
taking
might have
control of the
something?
city, she might have riches.
So,
The Vistani, Sirpool, or maybe even the ones outside of Valakai. Those two might have some.
I believe our goal is go to Vallaki, wrap up Maza, werewolves, Lady Wachter, and then confirm the rest of the plan. But we have it in theory now. My only reason I want to make sure we have this
Yes.
is because once we leave this place, we cannot speak in any detail of this plan in any full, complete manner. Meaning anyone we speak to, we only give them pieces separately.
Points over to Beatrice. You have the thing, right?
I can mentally telepathy with people.
And I
can
can,
as well.
as well.
So
Yeah.
then we will make sure that is always happening.
Well, also language. What languages does Strahd know? And what languages do we know?
He probably knows a lot. I mean, he's
I
been
don't know
alive
any
for
language.
a long time.
I know for a fact I don't know any languages that Strahd doesn't know because I chose languages. Like I took my basic ones and then my extra ones were ones that Strahd knew.
Yeah. Checking right now.
I've got Draconic.
The only
I
one
do
I
too.
have
Oh,
that
he
I
knows
think
Draconic for sure.
the only one I
Damn
have
it.
that I think he wouldn't have is Sylvan.
I've got giant.
He
and
knows
infernal.
Elvish, which
Is close, but
is close.
Wait,
so
why
he
does he
might be able
know
to piece some things.
Draconic?
because there's a
'Cause he knows
dragon.
Draconic.
But
Because
why?
he had to fight a dragon. You know the language of your enemy.
But
Oh, why does he know? Draconic is very tightly, close to arcane. Like Draconic is a lot of the arcane language that's
sigils
spoken.
and stuff.
Yeah.
Did not know that.
I have a language that pretty much no one speaks. Anybody who speak harp? Celestial.
Interesting.
Yes, I do.
Wakachi speaks celestial. Okay, just gonna
Let me
I
check
do
my
not.
other languages.
good. See, no one can speak that with me.
Hold
Just
on,
Lumaria just
maybe-
talking to themselves.
Just harp.
Oh, yeah. Common, Draconic, Elvish.
Same. Okay, but next move, we go to Valakai. If Valakai has all of the supplies we need and we manage to get the werewolves and deal with Lady Wachter, and she has a bunch of riches, then we don't need to go to the Amber Temple. If she doesn't have that stuff, then we could fast travel there.
And
Ultimately.
if we can take
What-
over her army without killing all of them,
I can. Speaking of languages, actually, I can learn tongues. Is a spell I can prepare. There's no. I can cast it on multiple creatures.
that
It's not
one-
concentration.
But that one means that anybody can understand you, so it's kind of.
Oh, I misread the spell.
So we go to Vallaki, we do all that we can, and Vallaki determines what we need to finish, rounding out what we need to do.
Right.
But we have figured this out. So now, when we go,
And if there is a conversation that needs to happen out in the open, the. Well, even more than that, the portable hole is another dimension that.
that or if we
So
build
is the
that
Temple of the Gods.
that temple, yes.
Yeah.
We have a couple options.
We have an option. Okay.
Do we want to, just on a practical level, I know we're going to be exiting the tower and then plant teleporting to Valakai. Are there any sending spells we want to send right after exiting the temple to get people moving to Moonshade? Can we like sending anyone now to let like the Mardikovs or who? Well, the Mardikovs might be flying in, but like
Mardikovs are heading there. The only people we
Heading
would
to
tell would be
Moonshade.
the people of Arginvosh, but would it just be easier if we waited on them for a bit and then transport via plants to get them to Moonshade?
One ally you could also have is Ceres. I just remembered. If you wanted.
We're gonna keep teasing him.
I was thinking about it, but we still don't totally understand what he can do and what he's going to ask of us.
Yeah.
Like, if we can bring him as a +1 to the wedding,
Yeah.
he can just kind of
Okay,
sit
I wanna
there and
cast-
see the scene.
I'm gonna cast True Seeing while looking at Ceres.
I will
Just
say,
to-
and Lumari, once we leave this tower, I am going to try to reach out to my patron
Somebody.
to mentally give an update and see if there's if he believes the plan is going to work, if he will provide any assistance, and also if he can reach out to my contacts in the other domains to see if anybody wants to help.
Sure. Okay. All right. So, we are leaving the tower. Are there any sendings that we're going to make?
Argainvosh though? Or is it better to just tell? I just don't know if we're actually going to have a moment to go back there.
I don't know.
How long would it take? It would take them a lot. It would take them
It
too
would
long to
take
get
them, like,
A while.
they walked, like, along the,
Okay, so we kinda
Moonshade's
have to
down
tell-
there, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Could
it's a
we
long
get,
walk.
Could we get the forest speaker to go get them? Is that an option? Like, I don't know the forest speaker. Do they travel? Will they go outside of their?
There is a lot of rebuilding that's happening at Moonshade, so I don't know if they would, but at the same time, I don't even know if they've been there, so it would take almost as much time for them to go all the way there, and then they could transport back, but it's still two-way travel.
Can we have sending to them to let them know that we have a plan and to hold on until they get a response from us, to then later do the tree stride to get there, tell them to go a place, take them to the druids, but only last minute. Like, tell them to wait and then tell them when it's closer.
If we
Maybe just tell them to prepare.
if we want, after Valakai, we can go back to Arginvost and I can open up the tree and have them all go in there pretty quick.
Yeah.
I think we don't do anything until we finish Velaki and then jump where we need to go with the speedrun tactics.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And we have 2.5 weeks ish.
Okay.
Enough time to get an invitation.
Write
Yes.
a letter to Strahd.
Really endear yourself to him and see if he will send you a late invite.
This always happens with weddings. Right after you send out invites, you become close with like 3 new people that you should have invited.
Yeah.
Like, when I reach out to my patron, I want to see if my patron's willing to reach out to Strahd to get me an invitation.
That'd be
Friend of a friend situation.
I wonder
fucking
if
interesting.
Friend of a friend.
if Strahd would try and contact Citron again, and like to fuck with him, be like, "Hey, so since I finally got her, you know, from you, and you didn't kill her, do you want to be our?" Not seriously, but be like, "Yeah, do you want to officiate the wedding?" You know, just try and toss that
That'd
in
be
his
so
face.
funny. It'd be so fucking funny. Okay. I only want to. I don't want to lose momentum, so I don't know. Would you all want to hold here to figure out what sendings you want to do? Or would you rather get to Valakai and see the state first?
I'm on the side of going to Valakai and determining what we're working with. Because Valakai could be a hot mess and the sendings would then have to change.
We're gonna go there and it's gonna be a shit show.
Incredible.
For sure.
All
Yeah,
right,
sure enough.
so you are all leaving the tower. You exit. You all feel that magical energy return to each of you. You all travel to a large enough tree that you can walk through. And Sorsha tries to mentally remember a tree that was just outside of Valakai, but once she thinks, okay, everyone ready? Okay.
Tallahoe.
Casts transport via plants. A opening tears through this tree, and you all run through until finally coming out on the outskirts of the forest just outside of Valakai. Here you see there is the West Gate. This is where you had all left Valakai most recently. Is there any circling that you'd like to do, or do you want to just go to the West Gate and just go in? Okay.
I feel like we should do some general reconnaissance. Do you want to get your boy out? And I grab the
Yes.
Yeah. Get Bocephalus out of there.
I do like a falconer's kind of arm extend
Yes.
for my horrible son.
Okay, go ahead and do a perception check, and you're going to be looking through.
Through Bocephalus's eyes. Oh, I didn't open. Of all things I didn't have open, it was Bocephalus's character sheet.
Well, you're using your eyes because it's your wisdom.
My special eyes. My brand.
Yeah, my brand!
Oh, and we're outside, so I'm still in a good look
golden
again.
age.
19? If that failed, I can use a psionic knack.
I would invite a psionic knack just to see if you can get more information.
I believe it's a D8 now?
I believe so. I believe you said that last time.
That is so exciting for me in my life. 25? I might put my hand on Beatrice's shoulder.
One of the things that you remember from Valakai was
I
that...
don't.
No, that's right. You were not there. So, this is the first city that Vaughn has ever seen. It is huge. The ruins of Berez was just a small village. This is 10 times as big, if not more.
Mm-hmm.
You see people walking through the streets, happy, walking in the sun, some even just laying out, enjoying this warmth. One of the things with that perception check that you notice as your boy is flying through the town, you see that people are wearing silver jewelry. Silver daggers are being held, along with other sorts of miscellaneous silver items. As Bocephalus continues their route around the town, you find people are greeting each other, and as they greet each other, they seem to be traveling towards a central location in the town. As you follow those people walking through the streets, you begin to hear yells. Kill the traitors! Kill the traitors! Kill the traitors! As you finally come to the
That's
town
bad.
square of Valakai, you see 3 people strung up on ropes, hanging from their arms, from 20-foot tall wooden pillars on either side of each of them. The furthest left person, you see a man whose stomach is completely cut open. You see their organs are still hanging from them and their body completely charred. To the right, you see a woman hanging, her face unrecognizable due to charring of her skin as well. You see that her legs have been amputated and flies are beginning to surround her. The furthest right victim, you see Aurora. In this place, you find a person, a woman with a black hood over her head that seems to be carving a sigil into Aurora's stomach. And as she backs away, you see this is in the shape of a sun. The crowd continues to erupt in, "Kill the traitor! Kill the traitor!" But the executioner stops. And as she finishes, you see a nearby stage where a woman walks onto with her chin held high, calming the crowd, saying, "Thank you, thank you. Today is a joyous day indeed. We all celebrate as we feel the warmth of the Morning Lord's light shining down upon us, just as it was prophesied." The crowd cheers. "These people that worship the Night Mother, they are the antithesis to our God. They are the reason the Morning Lord refused to show himself to us. I take no joy in taking another's life. But what I do for my people." She turns to the executioner and nods as you see the executioner grabbing a large bucket of a liquid that is thicker than water and shimmering under the sun.
If she's about to go dump that on Aurora, can Bocephalus fly and knock that the fuck out?
Incredible. All right, that is where we're going to end, because that is
as I'll
amazing.
end the vision and start running.
Yep. Booking it. Amazing. Alrighty.
Yeah.
Well, what a fucking way to end it. In two regards. Jesus Christ. Woo. Cool. All right.
We did it.
I'm looking forward to this. I'm super looking forward to this. This is going to be great. All right. Thank you all for joining us. Sorry about that last little thing. And if you're watching the recording, you have no idea anyways, because I just cut it out. So, yeah. Thank you all for joining us. And thank you to all the raiders for joining us too. That was awesome. It was great to have everybody here. And it was great to finally be able to play again. My God.
Yeah, it's nice to be back at it.
God. Anyways. Hopefully we'll be back at it next week. God,
Yeah.
if schedules permit. So make sure to level up and we'll see you all next week. Hopefully.
Johnny, please.
Bye.
Bye.
Quit saying all that shit like that.